Okay, everyone, if we can find our seats, silence our cell phones, close the side and back doors, I greatly appreciate it. We're about to get started. Right. Right. Good evening, everyone. We are on the record. Today is Wednesday, the 6th day of May in the year 2026. This is a regular meeting of the Jersey City Municipal Council. We had a scheduled 6 p.m. start. The clock on my cell phone is showing 6:12 p.m. May we have a roll call for the commencement of this meeting? Councilperson Brooks.
Present.
Councilperson Zupa.
Present.
Councilperson Efros.
Present.
Councilperson Little.
Present.
Councilperson Gilmore. Left out. Councilperson Singh.
Here.
Councilperson Griffin. Councilperson Lavarro. And Council President Ridley.
Here.
We have 8 council members in attendance at 6:12 p.m. Can we kindly rise for a moment of silence, please? And before we do that, I'm going to mark Councilperson Gilmore present at 6:13 p.m. So we now have all 9 council members at 6:13. Again, please stand for a moment of silence.
Dante Corpus, resident of Jersey City for over 50 years. Pillar in the community.
John Wilson.
John Mack, Jersey City Police Department.
Allegiance to the flag, States of America, and nation under God. Thank you very much. On behalf of Council President Ridley and the members of the Municipal Council, in accordance with New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the posting on the bulletin board of the first floor of City Hall, the annual notice, which is the schedule of meetings and caucuses of the Municipal Council for the calendar year 2026, and filed in the office of the City Clerk on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. In addition, at its time of its preparation, the agenda of this meeting was similarly disseminated on Friday, May 1st, 2026 at 7:40 p.m. to the mayor, municipal council, business administrator, corporation council, and the newspapers, and posted on the city's website so I can certify as a total compliance with the Sunshine Law. Okay, council members, on to our first reading ordinances. Would allow me to read them into the record. Item 3.1, City Ordinance 26-027 is an ordinance amending Chapter 218, multiple dwellings of the Jersey City Municipal Code to require disclosure, transparency, and accountability in ratio utility billing systems. Item 3.2, Ordinance number 26-028 is an ordinance amending Chapter 260, rent control of the Jersey City Municipal Code to regulate ratio utility billing systems in rent-controlled dwellings. Council members are going to be taking a vote for introduction on items 3.1 and 3.2. Councilperson.
May I just ask to confirm that the amendments that Law Department and our council office have made in the past days are reflected in the resolutions and the agenda?
Those were the tweaks. We don't call them amendments because it's a first reading. So just so you know.
Tweaks.
No problem. Corporation Council.
I can pull up the version that's live right now, but Sean, this is what we discussed yesterday about republishing. The council person have concerns about whether the current version is the latest?
I just wanted to confirm. I got a request from aides in my council office to make sure that those were. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to confirm. I got a request from aides in my council office to make sure that these changes were reflected in the current form.
It does look like there are some changes in the current version, changes that have not been affected in the version that is currently on the live agenda.
So I'm not sure how to proceed.
So the changes that were made and I republished the agenda, they're not there is what you're saying?
That's correct.
I don't know what happened there unless on, I don't want to blame anybody, but on the user's end, if you don't publish the changes and save it first, then publish it, it's not going to show up even if I republish the agenda.
Clerk, can we just have them read it into the record?
Sure. I don't have them in front of me, but if somebody has that, that would be fantastic.
We can try to pull them up.
Can we close the side door, please?
Lengthy.
Excuse me. Can we close that side door, Kevin? Go ahead, Corporation Counsel.
This is going to take a little bit of time.
Are these like substantial changes to the ordinance, or if we vote this in now, can these changes be added for second reading?
I think these would be substantial changes, so that's why we wanted to make the tweaks to the first reading ordinance
Can they be,
instead of having to re-advertise it for a first reading.
Gotcha.
I mean, given that they would be substantial and we would have to re-advertise it for first reading, even if it takes some time, my personal preference would be to do it at this meeting to incorporate them. Can we make a motion to go to the second reading and then come back to the first reading to allow, or does that not work?
That's not going to work.
Okay.
I have the email in front of me with the information detailing the changes that were made. Is it
If
sufficient?
Councilman Efros, if you would like to read them into the record, but you can't do it that fast because our court reporter is, she's really great at what she does, but if you speak too fast, I don't want anything missed.
Corporation Counsel, is there any issue with me reading into the record the detail that you provided of the changes made emailed Tuesday, May 5th, 4:15 p.m.?
Going as fast as I can, Sean.
Thank you, Counsel.
That email that you're referring to doesn't spell out the text of the changes. It
Right.
describes them, so we would still need to go through.
Sean,
Yes.
can you go to the unpublished version and we can read them in iCompass?
What I'm currently pulling up.
I don't have a computer with me up here. I have enough electronics to deal with because I'm your camera operator as well as the clerk.
Those budget cuts, they cut deep, Sean.
Go for it. Actually, we know what we can do. And if there's a way that I'm going to make this suggestion, and I think it could be a good one for right now. How about before we take a vote on the first reading ordinances, why don't we defer to the resolution that we're going to defer to after the first readings, and then perhaps the Corporation Counsel can make sure the changes are in the first readings, and I can republish the agenda before we take the vote on the first readings. How's that sound, Council?
I would welcome that.
Council members, are we good with that?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to need a motion to defer to item 10.12, City Resolution 26-252.
Motion.
Motion made by Councilperson Gilmore,
Second.
second by Councilperson Griffin. On the motion to defer to item 10.12, City Resolution 26-252, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0 to defer to item 10.12, City Resolution 26-252. Council President, I'm going to turn it over to you.
So Sean, you don't want to defer to that resolution and have us vote first?
Usually it's read into the record, or whatever you want to read into the record is done first, and then we usually take a vote on it. You can summarize if you like. But I think the longer you take, the better we are. No offense.
All right, so I will read the certificate of recognition because the resolution is a resolution for us to accept the gift.
Okay.
So we would need to accept that. We would need to vote on that. The resolution isn't the ceremonial part, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so it's a resolution authorizing the city of Jersey City to accept a gift from Zoe. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. Leave that to the council president, to aid children who may be feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or emotionally distressed by providing Zoe's peace packs. Council members, I'll be taking a vote on City Resolution 26-252. Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye, and thank you.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye, thank you so much.
Councilperson Griffin.
Yes, I just want to say it's great when young people can share and be motivation to their peers. So I vote aye. Thank you.
Councilperson Lavarro.
I vote aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Resolution 26-252 is approved unanimously, 9-0.
I'm going to ask if Zoe Tesserenettis would stand up and approach the podium, and I will read this certificate of recognition on behalf of the mayor's office. Okay. City of Jersey City, Office of the Mayor presents this certificate of recognition. This certificate is proudly presented to Zoe Tesserenettis, founder of Zoe's Peace Packs. In recognition of Mental Health Awareness Month, the City of Jersey City honors Zoe for her compassion and dedication to supporting children's mental health. Through community support, she has provided over 1,000 Peace Packs with calming tools and positive affirmations to children in need, including her generous donation to the Jersey City Police Department. And this is dated May 6, 2026, and signed by our Mayor, James Solomon. And Miss Zoe, if you have a few words you want to say, please feel free to say a few words now, and then the council will come down and take a photo with you and your family.
Oh, come on. She got it. Come on, young lady. You got it. Come on up.
Yes.
You got it.
I just want to say thank you very much for recognizing me, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, Zoe, because they're going to want to take a picture with you.
Congratulations.
All right. So you probably didn't notice it because they were taking a picture, but your clerk was ready to zoom downstairs like Superman to republish the agenda, but our handy dandy acting business administrator did it for me. So thank you for doing that and saving me a trip downstairs. Who knows if I would have made it? Anyway, back to our first reading ordinances. I do not need to read them back into the record since I read them already. And I believe we are now all good to go with all of the changes, and I'll confirm that with our corporation counsel.
I can confirm, and I can further confirm that the user error referred to previously was my own and not the council person's.
No worries. We're all learning. All right. So with that being said, council members are going to be taking a vote on items 3.1 and 3.2 for introduction. Councilperson Brooks.
Aye for introduction.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye for introduction.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye for introduction. Thank
All
you.
your fault. No, I'm only kidding. Councilperson Little.
Aye for introduction.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye for introduction.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye for introduction.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Labarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye for introduction.
Items 3.1 and 3.2 are introduced unanimously 9-0. All right. On to our second reading ordinances. First, second reading ordinance, item 4.1, City Ordinance 26-023 is an ordinance repealing and replacing Chapter 188, Housing Accommodations and Affordable Housing Compliance, Article 2, Affordable Housing, and repealing and replacing Chapter 160, Fees and Charges, Section R, Chapter 188, Housing Accommodations and Affordable Housing Compliance to reformat and organize the codified text. This is a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, please come up to the podium and state your name for the record. Before you do that, Yvonne, I just want to state for the record that this ordinance, all it does is just clean up the text and the language that's in the ordinance, because it was a little, when it got codified, it wasn't totally correct. So this is not changing anything that was previously done by the municipal council.
Thank you, Yvonne Balls. The reason why I came up, because I read the ordinance and I was looking to see whether or not there was any changes made. Because as you know, affordable housing pays $0 to the school system. And we're looking at a massive increase to the school system. So I was reading this, it's pretty lengthy. I mean, I don't understand why I can lose my home for not paying my school taxes, but we are creating housing in Jersey City that's exempt from school taxes. I mean, to me, that's wrong. You know, you're creating, you're making me, you're giving someone a privilege that I don't have. So I was looking and I read the ordinance. I didn't see that. And I was wondering, well, when are you going to do that? Because when I look at the budget, the friendly budget, tax abated properties are non-ratables, which means they're not a rateable like a regular property is. And the county does the rateable base. And 36% of the property in Jersey City is non-rateable, including schools, cemeteries, whatnot. But half of that is affordable housing at 18%. So basically 1/5 of all the city's land is affordable housing, rounding everything off. And they're not paying school taxes. And that's a real worry when it's being doubled. In 2005, we only paid $72 million to the school system. Now, as we know, that budget's really going up to the point that we have to have a business tax. So I don't see how that's helping me. We'll be able to talk about, we want something that's fair. Well, what is fair to me? Why should I have to lose my house to pay for someone else's fair share of government? To me, I'm sorry, this is nothing but like buying votes. Because no one cares about the spending of things at all. And we know what's happening with the school system. We know that they're going to ask for more money. We know that. And from what I read recently, that we're paying right now, or we'll be paying 57% of the budget. That's a lot when the budget is $1.1 billion. I mean, I remember when the budget in the school was less than $200 million. I remember that distinctly. Now we're talking about billions of dollars. And we have the same number of kids back in the 90s. We didn't have more kids. We didn't. In fact, they were supposed to close schools. It was just that our sanctuary cities gave us more kids. But it wasn't because people had more kids at all. So, I want to know, when will you start to, or at least address that issue? Because there is an unfairness here, that you would take people's homes, put them in liens, and sell them to a developer because they can't afford the money coming from the Board of Ed while you're building more houses. That is, quote, affordable, but it's not affordable to me. Thank you very much.
This is still a public hearing. See, Laverne, Washington.
See, this comes in when we don't sit down, have community meetings, and explain to people the difference between affordable housing, workforce housing, low-income housing. Then housing has nothing in effect with the taxes. My family is one of the largest African-American families in this city that pay taxes. My family owns about 39 houses in this city, and we've been in this city since 1930, okay? We do not break down stuff where people understand it, because housing authority needs to have more community meetings explaining this to people, and we need to have the stuff written out better and explainable. Lafayette Gardens, Duncan Projects, Currywood, Booker T Project, all of them is in a different state. And when they built them houses back, when I was a baby, and we allowed people to take them and tear them down and put that garbage up. We got one good brick building still in Montgomery that we need to renovate. That's about 50 apartments. We need to come to the table and with people that understand the difference between low-end, affordable, workforce, and all that. It's a big difference. And taxes do get paid on these properties and not taking nothing away from homeowners. It needs to be explained better where it can work, because we got a lot of people in this city that's homeless. These shelters are full of people with babies and families. They work, and the jobs out here is not paying like yesterday. They're not paying, and I get phone calls for housing. People losing their apartments. They can't afford it, and they work. Because this is an insult what's going on. People think I work around here. I work for God. I run a nonprofit. Everything I do is not a price tag on a summer camp. I don't get no grant money. I don't want none. I raise my money. I get back coats. I do stuff in this community to help our community. Stuff is not being broke down and explained. We got a lot of new people here. We got a lot of people been here. And we're not explaining stuff to people where we can get a better workmanship, a better understanding with this council, with this community. We got to do better, people. Thank you.
This is still a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public still wishing to be heard?
Move to
Motion.
close.
I did not hear that because everybody was speaking over everybody. So let me ask you again.
Motion.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-023 was made by Councilperson Gilmore. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Efros, was it?
Zupa.
On the motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-023, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin, Councilperson Navarro,
Aye.
and Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0 to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-023. As discussed at the caucus meeting, there's one little typo error that was made that needs to be amended. It's in section chapter 188-14, and it's at the very end of the paragraph where it says including those pursuant to, and originally it had 188-18, and it should be 188-20. So with that being said, I just want to confirm, I know that our corporation counsel stepped out, but we have our first assistant here to answer the question, just to make sure that's not a substantial change. Of course,
Yeah, no, that would not be a substantial change.
thank you so much. So council members, I need a motion to amend City Ordinance 26-023 as read into the record.
Motion.
Motion made by Councilperson Gilmore, and I believe the second was made by Councilperson Zupa. Just got to make sure your mic is on. Councilperson Brooks,
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
There you go. Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0 unanimously to amend City Ordinance 26-023. For final consideration and adoption of City Ordinance 26-023 as amended, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Ordinance 26-023 as amended is adopted unanimously 9-0. On to our next second reading ordinance, item 4.2, City Ordinance 26-024, an ordinance amending Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic of the Jersey City Municipal Code to rescind regulations regarding vehicle and pedestrian traffic at Society Hill at the request of Society Hill Joyous Point Condominium Association, Inc. This is a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public wishing to be heard?
Motion.
Second.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-024 was made by Councilperson Gilmore, seconded by Councilperson Zuper. On the motion to close the public hearing, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0 to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-024. For final consideration and adoption of City Ordinance 26-024, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Ordinance 26-024 is adopted unanimously 9-0. On to our next second reading ordinance, item 4.3, City Ordinance 26-025 is an ordinance ratifying the renewal of a lease agreement with Rialto Capital Urban Renewal LLC for the use of space at the Lesser's Building located at 4 Beacon Way, Jersey City, and extending the same through April 30th, 2031. This is a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, please come up to the podium and state your name for the record.
Motion. Second.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-025 was made by Councilperson Gilmore, and the second was made by?
Griffin.
Thank you. If you guys would just wait for me to call for the motion, that would be very helpful. On the motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-025, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin,
Aye.
Councilperson Navarro,
Aye.
and Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0 to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-025. For final consideration and adoption of City Ordinance 26-025, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Ordinance 26-025 is adopted unanimously 9-0. On to our last second reading ordinance, item 4.4, City Ordinance 26-026 is an ordinance authorizing the extension of an amended deed of easement for 14th Florence Street Corporation, permitting the developer to make improvements on a portion of 12th Street public right-of-way in an area east of Provost Street and continuing in an area adjacent to north side of Newport Parkway in connection with the construction of the new public pedestrian walkway. This is a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, please come up to the podium and state your name for the record. Hearing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-026?
Motion.
I'm going to give that motion to Councilperson Gilmore because he was loud. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Griffin. See, when we do it in a nice, timely manner, I have no problems hearing who's made the motion or the second. Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Yeah. Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-026 is approved unanimously 9-0. For final consideration and adoption of City Ordinance 26-026, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
Councilperson and Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Ordinance 26-026 is adopted unanimously 9-0. Okay, council members and ladies and gentlemen, everyone and present and everyone watching at home, we are now going to our public request for speaking. I'm going to be calling the number and the first name of the individual. You'll have 3 minutes to speak, and we are being very strict with the 3 minutes, so be considerate of the rest of the people who are listed. We have a long speakers list. With that being said, item 5.1, Laverne.
Or
You ready?
I'm here tonight on behalf of my city, my community. We getting miscommunication of what's going on, how things are being handled. And I just would like more communication with the community so that we know what to look for as we move on with the new council, new mayor. Because like I say, I represent my community. With what I do out here, I'm on nobody's payroll but God's. I've been giving out over 100 rooms of furniture that the Marriott Marquis had gave me from New York. I'm about finished that. I'm getting ready to get with my summer camp. In a couple more months, I do a free camp with the kids and do this, do that. But I would love, because we have a problem with housing. Like I said before, with the communication going on, people with jobs that don't pay that much. And everybody's not on Section 8 or TRA. And people are catching holy hell out here today. So we need to start in our communities with some relationship and having some togetherness, because I don't know what to say. Summer's approaching, getting warmer. A lot's gonna go going on with our children and in the streets, and we need to prepare for that. We don't want all that killing, murder, kids getting run over with bikes, motorbikes, and it's a lot. I ride these streets day and night, and I see what my people going for. And by the past 2 months sitting in my building, the red building, giving out that furniture, and watch what's going on in MLK, from at least from Bramhall to down here by my church on Warner, it's a disgrace. Our people need help out here. People they can't get up. It's sad. I got 2 women, sisters, mother, daughter, whatever, sitting over there back McDonald's 24/7. It goes beyond these walls. We need to help our community. We need to set up better. Yesterday is gone. We can't bring yesterday back, but we can bring a new day today. We got babies out here that I see running up and down my street that we need help. That's why I do my free summer camp. Everybody can't afford everything out here they got to pay for. So let's get together, work together. And I talked with the new director on Be a Recreation. He said, Miss, well, I got your
Thank
back.
you, Laverne.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.2, Edward.
Justice for Drew. Justice for Drew. Justice for Drew. Let me just begin with us being over 100 days past this new administration, and it is fair game to be audited to grade what you all have been doing so far. So it's not fair for you to take congratulatory walks around the city or with any one newspaper or news organization and say all that you think you've done good for Jersey City without checking in with us first. And I want to start with our community, the Black community, and the Croson report, the Croson study. It's incumbent upon this administration to do everything that you can to turn the tide from how Stephen Fulop left us. 41 years I am born in Jersey City, and I can tell you our story. I've seen this past 12 years what you've all seen, the neglect of the South Side wards F, A, and B, mostly, and the upgrade of downtown for decades, but Stephen Fulop was just recently a part of that. He's neglected us and abused us. It's incumbent upon you to turn the table, starting with our city council president first. Ma'am, it's on you. It's not fair that you get to sit in this position and we don't have you as an advocate for our community. Not that you are not, but we must see it, ma'am. We must feel it. You must bring the pressure to Mayor Solomon. You have to bring the pressure to him. Help him understand how we really feel. The neglect, the abuse, our levels of poverty, our levels of insanity, our levels of distrust. Help him feel it. Vote for him was not unanimous in our community. That was broken up. And it did take a runoff. It did, and it will be more. But I promise you, do not overstep us. Don't overlook us. That Croson report is a lot. There's more gun violence in our wards. There's more mental health crisis in our ward. A lack of housing, more so in our ward. Jobs that we can afford to live here with the ever-rising cost of living in our ward. The worst public schools in our ward. So the distrust, the disrespect, the neglect, that's where we are. That's where we are. It's incumbent upon you to change the tide. Come out and talk to us, listen to us, and then work to help change. And thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.3, Gina. Is Gina here? Not here.
Not here.
Next speaker, 5.4, Tina.
Yes, here.
Hi, yes, my name is Tina. Yes, I do work for Education at Gilmore, but I'm speaking upon myself. Justice for Drew. Justice for Drew. So yes, I'm going to start off about with Tommy Best. Like I feel Tommy Best. I feel because I was here when Salomon and Educational Gilmore actually said he do a good job in that position. To see them take that away, it feel just like how I was when I was asking the other mayor for help on me doing a nonprofit in the community. It seemed like that we are good to build our community up and take care of the community and do all the hard work, but we're not good to get that pay. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like they always overlook us, the ones who actually do the script and build up our community and make sure everything is okay. First of all, I want to say we need to pray for our community of the 2 young girls who got shot. We already know our community suffer the most because we don't have jobs. We don't have no type of entertainment for our kids and our community. So today I'm saying, I feel that no one is listening. They don't speak upon what the nonprofits do in the community for years. They don't support our leadership as our boots on the ground. It seems like to me is no one is listening. They actually just listening to their self. I never wanted to be in a spotlight, but I realized that what we needed in our community, we needed an advocate to tell the truth about what's going on. Right now, I'm so confused about who I should trust and who I not should trust. I was sitting here that day when we passed that for Tommy Best. I thought that that was going to be a good thing, but to realize that they give us positions and then take it away from us is like really sadness, because we all do so much in the community. To see that, that's probably the reason why I'm not growing, because the people be making their side deals and not helping out the ones who really need the support and stuff. So I'm just asking y'all tonight, just think about it. Just think about it. Somebody gave y'all that position and told y'all that y'all was doing a good job, and then turn around and give it to someone out the community. I'm not saying that we can't hire people from out the community, but look at the ones who's actually doing the work.
Our next speaker, 5.5, Yvonne.
One also. I'm going to change what I'm going to speak about because I want to correct what was said earlier. All tax abated properties, whether it is affordable or workforce or low income, it's all tax abated. It does not pay school tax. The difference is workforce houses is usually 15 years, and after that it expires. Whereas other, like San on Lafayette, had their tax abatement renewed, and they now got a 68-year tax abatement, which is ridiculous. But I want to talk about what Glenn Cunningham wanted to do to rectify something. Public housing pays zero, including to the city. They had a certain deal that allowed them to deduct water and sewer before the city received 10% of the money they should receive. But as utilities went up, the city received nothing. So when Glenn Cunningham was mayor, before he passed away, he actually hired a new director and tried to get at least $100,000 from public housing, because if you go to other towns, they pay, public housing pays an abatement tax to the city, but ours pays $0 right now. Now, if you think I'm lying, ask the director of public housing. Prove me wrong. I don't lie. I state the facts. So the bottom line is public housing pays nothing because of the sweetheart deal we gave way back then. So, you know, now I just sat down and I just spoke to Lorenzo, and I asked him, what are we going to be paying? Of that $1.1 billion, we're going to be paying, our fair share is going to go up. We're going to be paying $625 million of that money. And that's a lot of money when you have a portion of the city who will not be paying into it, including rent control, which has, they're only paying according to the consumer price index. They don't pay tax increases. So if you add up the 18% from affordable housing, and if you add up rent control, that could be more than half the city that's not paying into the school system. And you can take my property and put in a tax lien because I may not be able to afford to pay it. But you're talking about what is fair. Fair is having everybody pay. That's fair. Now, the reason why we have a problem with housing, and I will admit there's a problem with housing, is because according to Jersey City's data, not my data, 40.8% of the people in Jersey City was not born in Jersey City. That's the problem we're having. You may not like that data. It's not my data. It's from the city of Jersey City that I looked at. So yes, that is the reason why we have a problem with housing. But that's not why I should be losing my house to pay for more taxes while others don't pay. I want fairness. I don't want a special deal.
Next speaker, 5.6, Erica.
Greetings. My name is Erica Walker, and I'm speaking tonight, not as Chief of Staff. And thank you to my councilman who allows us, or not allows, but never infringes upon our freedom to express ourselves on this microphone. Appreciate you. But tonight I'm speaking now as a concerned resident, Erica Walker, someone who cares deeply about the future of Jersey City and the direction we are headed in. First, I do want to acknowledge that this new administration is still early in its transition and that many residents, including myself, recognize the efforts being made to bring new energy, new ideas, and a new direction to City Hall. Very refreshing after Fulop. But change takes time, and I understand that. Progress takes work. I'm here for it. And I think it's important that we acknowledge both the effort and the intention behind trying to move the city forward. But at the same time, acknowledging progress does not mean we stop pushing for better. It means we continue holding our government accountable to the highest standard possible, especially when it comes to transparency, inclusion, equity, and I think we could use a couple of lessons on what real equity looks like, those lessons coming soon, and community trust. People are frustrated. People want transparency. People want fairness. People want inclusion. People want to know that the voices of the residents actually matter in the decisions being made about our city. I think the larger conversation many residents are trying to have is about equity and trust in government overall. But I'd like to spend the rest of my time on a resolution to study changes to the Morris Canal redevelopment plan. And honestly, I'm struggling to understand why. Why are we studying a redevelopment plan that was already revised just a few years ago after extensive public engagement? Residents spent years attending meetings, workshops, hearings, planning board meetings around the area. People fought hard to shape that plan as is right now. Community members sacrificed their time, energy, and trust to participate in that process because they believed their voices mattered. The community already told the city what they want. So why are we now discussing studying the removal of those very things, especially after everything the community has already endured surrounding the Steel Tech site and the long history of contamination concerns in that area? For years, residents advocated to get that land cleaned up and transformed into something that would actually benefit the people instead of cause them cancer. Not just developers, benefit the people. And now, thank you. And now, after all of that work, we're entertaining the possibility of removing key community benefits from the redevelopment plan. That makes no sense. The people deserve the plan as written. They deserve the retail space that was promised. They deserve the park improvements, the additional green space that keeps for the city that keeps getting denser and hotter and more overdeveloped. They absolutely deserve that community center. Honestly, I cannot believe we're even talking about studying the removal of a community center in Ward F.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.7, Augusto. Is Augusto here? No. 5.8, Charlene.
Before we begin, Sean, could I just ask that in the future, maybe a small light could be here for those of us as we age and can't see as well? We could have a light to light up our paper.
I would love to do that, but I don't know if our budget will allow me to do that.
Good evening, council. Tonight, I'm wearing my Earth Month t-shirt saying Save Together, raising the awareness of endangered and threatened species worldwide because of human indifference. But it echoes into the month of May. Save Together for historic preservation because the city is failing to preserve and protect many of the landmarks that were cornerstones of the communities that lived, worked, and stayed here through the good and the not so good years. You are all aware of the landmark Jersey City Women's Club could become the West Side Community and Senior Center if acquired by the city. It is a turnkey operation that has a caretaker's residence, parking, and a host of 501c3 organizations ready to manage and run programming immediately. It was built in 1910. If you haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to reach out to me and arrange a tour. Other successful adaptive reuses have been the Barrow Mansion, the Apple Tree House, Powerhouse Arts District, American Can Company, the Beacon, and restorations of the Brennan Courthouse, the main library, and right here, City Hall, the very room we're standing in. But others linger, like the Powerhouse, too long neglected, and yet cities across the nation and abroad have revitalized and reused powerhouses in a number of creative ways that leads to increased investment around it. St. Peter's Prep's buildings on York Street, denied demolition by the city, deteriorate while the courts stall the case. The Pathside building at Journal Square, the perfect size for a municipal arts center, sold off to a developer, supposedly incorporating it into a new structure. Boulevard Drinks is soon to go. Miss America Diner, gutted, interior, lost all of its charm. Larson's Restaurant, a victim of developers' vision, Monteleone's, another development wins. And this year, 2026, the 250th celebration of the formation of our nation's founding. And right here in this city, we have 3 buildings that predate the revolution. The new Kirk House on Summit Avenue in Journal Square is the oldest, standing in place since 1690, and today covered in graffiti and unused. The Apple Tree House, circa 1700, restored. It's the Jersey City History Museum, programmed and loved by everyone who enters the space at Bergen Square, a home run for the city. And the Van Voorst House, 1740, continues as a
Thank you,
private
Charlene.
residence, well cared for.
Charlene, thank you.
Could I
Time is
just
up.
finish?
No, we have way too many speakers. Sorry.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.9, Esther.
Make sure you hear me. Do you hear me?
Yep.
Good evening, council. I would like to speak about something that I've brought up before the council, but this evening I would like to read it in the form of the Jersey City Times editorial, which put it very well. The Jersey City Times is calling for the city council to immediately form a special committee with subpoena power to investigate the causes of Jersey City's $250 million budget. In a February 4th report, Mayor James Solomon called the city's finances, quote, a house of cards built on tricks and gimmicks, and laid the blame squarely at the feet of former Mayor Stephen Fulop, who Solomon suggested had cooked the books in service of his run for governor. Now, Jersey City has been forced to go hat in hand to the state for a bailout, which may not come. If ever there was a case for a formal investigation, this is it. Under the Faulkner Act, the City Council has the authority to form a committee with subpoena power and the ability to compel testimony under oath. Such a committee would allow the council to obtain the necessary testimony and records to understand how the city's finances reached this catastrophic point. A fair and impartial investigation should include, but not be limited to, testimony from Philip, the former Director of Finance, the former Business Administrator, council members, department heads, and other members of Philip's administration. It is important that we understand how these actions occurred and ensure they do not happen again by implementing stronger fiscal controls. An investigation is all the more important because there were plenty of warning signs. Reporting by the Jersey City Times cited municipal finance professionals who described the 2021 budget as underappropriated and potentially, quote, fraudulent, a claim too serious to ignore. According to the city's own 2021 municipal audit, Jersey City was in fact underappropriated by $43 million. This $43 million deficit, coupled with the tax cut by Philip in the same election year, ballooned the shortfall to over $93 million by end 2021. Moody's picked up on this downgraded Jersey City bond rating, citing internal controls that needed to be addressed. In 2023, let me go to this. In 2023, the City Council approved a settlement of $325,000 to former CFO Lubna Numir for her whistleblower lawsuit, where she claimed she was fired in 2020 for refusing to falsify financial statements related to the municipal budget. I can't finish the entire article, but I'm just giving you a sense. I'll send the article to you if you have not read it, but we need action. We need to know what happened. Taxpayers are facing large tax increases. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.10, Patricia. Is Patricia here?
She's not here.
Okay. 5.11, Joseph. Joseph B.
He's not here. Joseph Berger.
5.12, Eric.
Not here.
Not here. Thank you. 5.13, Agnes. Not here. 5.14, Rochelle.
She's here.
Good evening, Council. How are you? My name is Rochelle Hoffman. I am the co-founder and director of a nonprofit organization based out of my hometown, Jersey City. What Sean is handing out is our upcoming project, the Juneteenth Freedom Flag Mural. This is our second year. We are very excited. We have the Jersey City Cultural Affairs who is in support. I come before you to ask for support. As other nonprofits mentioned before, we are on the ground running. We see gaps in our community. We see lack of resources being provided. We find ways to bring beautification to the South Side. I hope tonight that you guys will find an interest and ways that we can continue to have this mural installed on the South Side of Jersey City. So I'm going to pivot. I know last time I spoke about transparency within our city and the lack of youth recreation. I mentioned on social media and others that I'm not that concerned really who is going to be appointed, but I will say on the record here at City Council, we know that we need help with our youth, be it on the South Side, the North Side, the West Side, the East Side, wherever side. The children in Jersey City deserve better. The children in Jersey City should not be pawns in this political circus, whatever you guys want to say, but the children of Jersey City deserve true leadership. Leadership that's going to care for the youth, those who are going to invest into their, whatever you guys say, I'm not into recreation, but to invest into the skill sets of our youth. Time and time again, I go through Jersey City, I drive around, I see in various areas where kids are just standing on the corner. I hear from families that we deal with through my nonprofit that they need help. There's no resources. They struggle to find places for their kids to go. So let's be transparent in what we're doing. Let's not just make this about who is sitting in that seat. But let's keep in mind that the youth is our future. And if we don't take this opportunity now to make it known as Jersey City and setting the standards for other municipalities and other cities to see what we're doing, I say shame on you. I say shame on you guys, because you have a unique opportunity to make the change, to show that Jersey City, being the second largest city in the state of New Jersey, that we can do it. We can come together and we can make things happen for our youth. Let's not just talk about it. Let's just do it. We do several initiatives without funding. So if you guys can find the funds to help us with this mural, the QR code there and my phone number is listed. And I thank you for this time and this opportunity. Have a good night.
Thank you. Our next speaker, 5.15, Philip.
Members of the City Council, I want to thank you for allowing me to speak. First, I want to give credit to the police in the West District. Someone have been calling them, and very important. I've been asking that to happen several years ago. They're coming through and they're making a good impact. They got some negative pushback though from Peter Barnes in his Facebook page saying that the people are being harassed. I disagree with that. He knows better than that. But then again, it discredit him because he made the week before a very negative statement saying that I didn't have a license to do business, and Destiny told him he was a lie. He could take a look. He refused to look at that. He also made some very unkind and statements about Gilmore as well, which is not really true. So that really impacts on his credibility. I want to give credit to Frank Gilmore. Every time I call him, every time I reach out to him, my family and my friends, anyone, he's always responsive. He write letters, he return my calls, and he's doing an extremely good job. I want to give credit also to Myra Singh. This is a newbie, and her actions, of course, respond or even asking questions when the people come here to speak, and then have her aide follow up, because Jasmine gave me a call more than one time, answered my email, and that's something very unusual. And then also Snow gave me a call. It is heart-wrenching when you have a person like Denise Ridley, been here for 3 terms, have not answered a single question on the phone, email, and letters. Up to the last time I made the last complaint, last time I was here, I say you didn't respond to my calls. Even when you were on the campaign, you refused to answer, and you say you would have and never did. I give you a copy of that letter, you say you would answer. I know you weren't going to answer, you're just really dishonest. However, I was here for like 3 terms raising the issue of inconsistency based on race. And I point out that me and my Black family had 127, and here we got treated one kind of way. I spoke that this is a white business. I spoke of City Newport, it's a white entity as well, different treatment. And of course, the Bethune Center. But the moment that I said white Jews, if you're talking Black and white, and the Jews at 127, they are indeed white. And if you act, I get that from Ethos and Little, saying, well, we don't call them white Jews. Who are they? In America, they are considered white Jews. Solomon is a white Jew. Philip is a white Jew. In Israel, you have white Jews. There are Ashkenazis. There are a whole bunch of them, Zionists, etc. But they are white Jews. They're also Black Jews in Israel, and they were airlifted from Ethiopia. And of course, they're considered Black Jews. So, however, if I don't get an answer from 2 of y'all next week, 3 of y'all, I'm going to sue you. You got 13 days to answer.
Thank you, Philip.
I promise you.
So, Sean, I got to respond to that one. So, Mr. Carrington, I've answered everything you've said. So if you need me to resend those emails, I will. But the same way you just got up here and talked about Mr. Peter Barnes, who isn't here to defend himself, and said that he made false claims against you and it wasn't right, it's not right for you to get up here and make false claims. And I answered you on record the last time you were here. So it is what it is. Feel free to sue.
And Mr. Carrington, you can refer to them just as people. I have every hope that you can refer to people as without identifying their race or religion. That's what my council colleagues were getting to last meeting. I think I'm the 4th person up here to say it, so we'll go through all 9 if we have to. But you can talk about your grievances, and we respect your right to say it. You can do it without identifying people by their race or religion.
Thank you, Councilman. And Jasmine works for my office, so we did get back to you.
So just to be clear, I just want to make sure we clear here. Because I know in the Black community, we refer to people as Black people. So what is the proper term to refer to people by, just so we know? Because I do it all the time and I want to make sure I'm in context referring to people. Is it by religion? Is it by color? Is it by ethnicity? Is it by socioeconomical status? Like, what is it? I identify as Black. People say all the time, the Black councilman. I'm not offended because I am in fact Black. So how do we identify so we're all on the same page?
Again, I don't speak for everyone here, but there's certainly tone. When someone comes up here and says, those white Jews are doing X, Y, and Z, there's a tone there, Frank. And you know that, Councilman Gilmore, there's a difference between identifying someone, I'm white. You can call me white. You can call me white and use an expletive if you'd like. But for someone to come here and say those, religion and appearance, there's a tone there. I think there's a difference. There's nuance in the way people speak. And that's what I'm referring to by Mr. Carrington. I think our council colleagues refer to it as the same.
Referring to the tone in which he's.
Yeah, if someone calls me that Indian Hindu 3 times like that, if the tone is like that, of course I'm going to be offended. Why do you have to talk about my religion? Why do you have to talk about, you can talk about Councilwoman Singh, but who, like, generally we don't talk like that, right?
So is the tone. Okay. No, I just wanted to be clear because I just want to play by the same set of rules. That's all. I'm just asking for clarification. That's all right.
Thank you.
I can just say, I think like saying very specifically the Jews, which I've heard come up before. I didn't hear any statements just now, but the Jews is particularly, offensive. So I think that's just, what my experience, what I can say. But yeah, I think like talking about racism and racist discrimination, it is important to name, who is on different sides of different treatment by the city government. So I think it is important to not pretend to be colorblind or anything and to say, white property owners versus Black property owners are being treated differently when talking about racist discrimination. I think that's absolutely fair game and very important to do so. But saying things like the Jews is very offensive. Yeah.
Okay, Sean.
Okay. Our next speaker, 5.16, Raphael Grayson, I believe his last name. No. 5.17, Ryan. Thank you. 5.18, Danielle.
Good evening, Council President and members of the council. I'm speaking tonight on items 6.36 and 6.37 regarding the proposed fireworks displays at Liberty State Park on August 9th and September 26th. I've spoken about fireworks before, and I'm going to say it again plainly. We really need to start stepping away from this. This is not about being anti-celebration. Jersey City deserves joy. But fireworks are not harmless entertainment. Excuse me, just one second. Sorry. They're not harmless entertainment. They come with real impacts that we continue to ignore. They're a public health issue. They're an environmental issue, and they're a quality of life issue. Every time we approve a display like this, we're affecting far more than the people entertaining and attending. We are impacting veterans living with PTSD. We're impacting children. We're impacting pet owners dealing with panic, lost animals, and emergencies. And we are impacting our environment, especially in a place like Liberty State Park. Fireworks pollute the air. They leave debris. They disrupt wildlife. So the question is, why are we still defaulting to this? Because at the same time, we are watching small businesses, the ones that are rite of passage in this city, the places that define our neighborhoods and our culture, slowly disappear. The spots people grow up with, the places that make Jersey City feel like Jersey City. We are told there isn't enough support, not enough protection, not enough room for them. So it's not hard to ask, Why are we holding on so tightly to fireworks, something we know causes harm, while the things that actually build community are being erased? If something has to go, it shouldn't be the small businesses. In 2026, we know better. Other cities are moving toward alternatives like drone shows and other forms of celebration that don't come at this cost. If we're serious about sustainability and quality of life, this is where it shows. Because approving these isn't just routine, it's a choice to continue something we already know is harmful. At the very least, we should pause approvals like this and have a real conversation about a citywide approach instead of handling this one permit at a time. We need standards, we need alternatives, and we need to listen to the residents who have been raising these concerns again and again. Stepping away from fireworks isn't about taking something away. It's about choosing something better. Thank you.
Mr. President, can I?
Our next,
Danielle?
speak-
One
Hold on,
second.
Sean.
Thank you for every single time coming and taking out your time. I do respect your opinion. I do believe in that, but at the same time, city will be doing their own firework on July 4th, right? So if we stop one, we have to have the same rules for everyone. So right now, I think we have to figure out how do we go about it in future instead of just saying no to one organization or association or someone special. So thank you again coming out, and we understand your point. Thank you.
okay. Our next speaker, 5.19, Marquise. Marquise here? Chandler? Not here. 5.20, Kevin.
Good evening, City Council. I'm here tonight after a closed session of the Portside Towers Tenant Association to discuss this council. Hope your meeting that you had earlier was equally productive. 2 weeks ago, kidding a little bit. 2 weeks ago, we took a leap of faith. Tonight, we still have faith. I want to put what you are doing in a frame larger than my building. For 4 years, I've been hearing from tenants in this city who do not live in my building. They email me, they find me at neighborhood meetings, at tenant associations, co-governance sessions. They ask some of the same questions, like, what is this charge? Can I do anything about it? Can my landlord just quadruple my trash fee with no transparency? Isn't that all part of my rent under rent control? Most of the time, I don't have answers beyond, I know how you feel. Tonight, the law starts to shine a light where transparency should have always been. Even when the law already offers protection, without transparency, a sophisticated bad actor can evade the law for a while. Former Corporation Counsel Peter Baker once said about that in this room, they do so at their own peril. Really liked it when he said that. The two ordinances on first reading tonight would put real transparency and real consumer protection into the hands of every renter in a master metered or RUBS building in this city. Together with the mayor's executive order on housing violation penalties, this is some of the work that we've been really hopeful for. Michelle and I both serve on this administration's co-governance housing committee. We sat in this hall at the 100th day launch. We felt that there was hope in the room, there was an energy in the room. Something was different with this administration, and there was an excitement about it. As far as the public records show, the first 100 days, though, have not yet produced the first $100 in collected housing violation fines citywide. I'm not talking about Portside. As I mentioned on April 8th, when I was here before you, the state law gives a city 1 year to bring housing violations to court. Every 24 hours, one more day of fines from the year before becomes permanently uncollectible. Since the C-Click Fix anniversary speech I gave here on April 8th, 28 more days have expired citywide, never coming back. I know you're still digging out from what the last administration allowed. The next 100 days, though, should be when the results start landing. How many more free months will lawbreakers get while the people they are hurting have no relief? You have met our restraint with your promise to follow through. It's May 6th. Hundreds of families in the city paid more rent this month than the law allows. Will this happen again in June?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.21, Daniel.
I'll keep it quick for you guys. Just wanted to say, as a Jersey City resident, I support agenda items 3.1 and 3.2. I typically pay over $100 per month, at least in RUBS charges, but I honestly have no idea how those charges are calculated or exactly what I'm paying for. And residents across the city deserve greater transparency and accountability when it comes to utility billing. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.22, Dan. Yes, thank you. Next speaker, 5.23, Jessica.
Keep it quick too, but please pass 3.1 and 3.2. Sorry. Is that right? That's right. Both of them are extremely important to us. We keep getting bills that no one can explain. It's part of the package of the issues. Please pass this. Thank you.
Next speaker, 5.24, Joel.
Evening. For myself and on behalf of thousands of tenants throughout Jersey City, agenda items 3.1 and 3.2 are critical transparency tools to enable us to better understand monthly RUBS billing. I look forward to their passage at the next meeting. Thank you.
Next speaker, 5.25, David. Thank you. Next, 5.26, Mark.
I want to thank Councillors Efros and Little for their consideration and understanding of the RUBS issues. Ordinance 26028 clarifies the definition of rent to include RUBS in the rent controlled buildings, Chapter 260. And Ordinance 26027 lays out landlord disclosures for RUBS by amending Chapter 218. I'm a little disappointed that the enforcement mechanism is by individual tenant complaint in municipal court, but I do understand that the state may preempt other options. Nonetheless, I fully support both ordinances and thank the council for introducing them.
Our next speaker, 5.27, Brendan.
As a tenant of Jersey City, I fully support the passing of items 3.1 and 3.2. As of this day, I am absolutely convinced that my RUBS bill is calculated by management playing craps in a casino, needing to cut their losses.
Next speaker, 5.28, Michelle.
City Council. I would like to have a better understanding on the monthly RUBS billing and the city's laws to support transparency. With my line of work, I actually shouldn't be saying this live, but with my line of work, I am not home like the average person. I could be gone days, sometimes weeks, but yet I have this large bill. And I'm just wondering, who and what am I paying for? So with that said, I would like to support the agenda for the items 3.1 and 3.2. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker, 5.29, Himishu.
Hello. I raised this last time as well, but kind of raising it again, that we would like to better understand RUBS billing for city laws to support better transparency. Therefore, I support agenda items 3.1 and 3.2 on behalf of all the residents. Thank you.
Next speaker, 5.30, Aruna. Not here. Thank you. Next speaker, 5.31, Drew.
Hi, Council. I just wanted to speak quickly about items 3.1 and 3.2. Given our city could use transparency around finances, I think it's only fair the residents of this city get that transparency for their personal finances as well, especially when it comes to RUBS billing. I think this is something that is pretty reasonable. A lot of people are being charged every month without ever seeing the actual meter readings or any breakdown of where the numbers are coming from. If tenants are expected to pay these costs, we should at least be able to verify the accuracy of them. It's hard to feel confident in charges when there's no visibility into how they're calculated, and blindly making payments is our only choice. This isn't about refusing to pay bills. It's just about fairness, clarity, and basic accountability. It should be the standard, and therefore I implore you to support these items. Thank you.
Next speaker, 5.32, Sylvia.
I will also, short and sweet, I would like to thank you first for amend the 218 and 260 ordinance on RUBS, and please pass forward. Thank you.
5.33, Gracie.
She's not here.
5.34, Sonia.
Here.
And Danilo's not here either. 5.36, Mel.
I would like to echo the sentiments of everyone behind me. Please support 3.1 and 3.2. And as and when you hopefully pass them, please enforce them fully.
Next speaker, 5.37, John.
I think you know what I'm going to say. But yeah, thank you for putting these ordinances forward. I fully support agenda items 3.1 and 3.2. The RUBS issue is just yet another loophole of many loopholes exploited by landlords, and they were happily left open by the previous administration. So please continue to do the work that you're doing, which is the stuff that the Fulop administration steadfastly failed to do. Thank you.
Next speaker, 5.38, Shannon. And next speaker, 5.39, Michelle.
Good evening. Michelle Hirsch, President of the Portside Towers West Tenant Association at 100 Warren Street. I want to add to the record that I support the city supporting transparency on behalf of its tenants. Thank you for introducing ordinances 26-027 and -028. Now, I want to be honest about what this council about what the past 2 weeks have cost. 2 weeks ago, I asked the people, capital T, capital P, behind me to do something I've never asked them to do before, to come to this room and not speak, even though most of them had remarks already written. They trusted that the work we've done together for years could survive a few weeks of public quiet. They agreed, and tonight, with the exception of supporting the RUBS ordinances, they agreed again. That's not a small thing. The pressure that brought us to this microphone to begin with every other Wednesday for nearly 4 years has not lifted, and our rents continue to increase. Tenants approach me and ask why the number of public speakers at this microphone are now fewer, and whether, in a way, we're giving up. The answer I give every time is the same. We are not. We're not giving up. We're just doing something different, and we are choosing to do it together. What we're choosing is to give this council and the administration something we have not given you in nearly 4 years, a room without our voices in it. We're coming tonight as witnesses, not as speakers. But our quiet has a cost, and it has a name. It's called time. Every week we don't speak is a week that brings that the things at our buildings get harder for the people behind me. The longer we stay quiet, the more we have to ask of them. When I see them in the elevator, they thank me for the work, and then they usually ask me how much longer. Tonight, you put forward something simple and powerful, a real answer in writing for every renter in the city who's been opening a RUB statement they can't possibly fully understand. The next 100 days will tell us whether what starts here ends up having a meaningful effect. So, the people are all still right here, but note that our quiet is on purpose, and in return, please make the people's quiet count. Thank you.
Michelle and Portside, I just want to say, I love the fact that when you feel we're not doing our jobs, you come here and you give us the hard criticism. But in the same light, when you do see effort and, you know, initiative, you acknowledge that as well. And I'm appreciative of that, because a lot of time in this arena, like, you never see this part, right? Because the average person is just not coming out to thank someone for doing the job they're supposed to be doing in the first place. So I acknowledge that, and I assure you that, rest assured, it don't matter if 1 or 100 people speak. We take these concerns seriously, and I told you guys that this is going to be the most independent-minded thinking council, and people are going to look to address issues that were near and dear to us. So I just want that to be on the record. Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker, 5.40, Chris.
All right, good evening, council members. First off, I just want to say Tommy Best deserves his flowers. I've been born and raised right here in Jersey City. I've seen him active in the community, so hats off to him on that note. But I'm here to speak in strong support of Pete Vincent for the director position. Yeah, clap it up. I've had the opportunity to know Pete for years, and what stands out most is his integrity, work ethic, and commitment to the community. Pete understands the real needs of the city. I believe he will lead both with professionalism and purpose. This isn't the time to be separated as a city, but we should build around Pete and, you know, rally with him. He can't do it alone. I respectfully urge the council to support his appointment. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.41, Patricia. Patricia Rogers. Thank you. Next speaker, 5.42, Megan. Megan's not here. 5.43, Alex.
Good evening, council. First off, just like Chris said, very thankful for Mr. Best. The passion he has for the youth has been incredible. As a Jersey City resident, I've seen the impact that he had in the lives of the youth. But I'm here on behalf of Major Solomon's appointment of Pete Vincent as Director of Department of Recreation and Youth Development. I have known Pete for over 20 years, and throughout that time, he has consistently demonstrated a genuine passion for sports and a deep commitment to being a positive role model for you and the young people in our community. In my 30 years living in Jersey City, I've personally experienced the impact of recreation in my life. Growing up in Hudson Gardens during my teenage years, I can honestly say that things were not always easy. Like many young people in our city, I needed an outlet, and for me, that outlet was sports throughout the recreation leagues of Jersey City. Today, I'm proud to serve as the head basketball coach at St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City for the past 15 years. I have the opportunity to help shape and guide young men, not just athletes, but as students and individuals, because of my experience through the recreation department. I have a lot of respect for everyone who showed interest in the recreation position. Jersey City is filled with dedicated, passionate individuals who care deeply about our youth and want to make a difference. There are many people capable of doing the job. We need to come together as a community and support the recreation department and the appointment of Major Solomon. Furthermore, Jersey City has a real opportunity to invest in its future by placing leaders with a genuine understanding of our community and the right experience in our position to expand youth programs and create meaningful opportunities for the next generation. We need to continue on building pathways for our young people to grow, develop, and succeed, both in the classroom and athletics. Pete has the ability to impact many young lives in Jersey City in a positive and long-lasting way. He understands what our youth needs because he has been around them, working with them and supporting them for years. Once again, thank you for your time and your consideration and continued service to our community. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.44, Terrence.
Have Prep and Hudson follow each other. I've been a lifelong Jersey City resident. I've spent 40 years in education working with young people. I'm here to talk and just put my word in for Pete Vincent. I think Pete's background fits what we need today. I think the diversity of Jersey City is reflected in the diversity of Pete's professional and personal background. Recreation, I've seen it change over the many years that I've been associated with Jersey City. I don't necessarily think that it's changed to reflect our changing community. And I think what Pete brings from having been a high school coach to a college administrator, to working with youth organizations, to being a father and to being a resident from here originally, I think all of those things combine to make him an ideal candidate for what we need in recreation, which is diversity, which is programming, and not just sports programming. It's recreation and youth development. And I think we have to look at those things for our young people as well. Not every kid is going to be a sports oriented, but I think every young person deserves to have a recreation program that's going to reflect their needs, whether it's robotics or podcasts or content creation or whatever else is coming along the way now. I think Pete sees those things. I think his experience is going to make him a great leader for the program. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.45, Dana. Dana's not here. Okay, next speaker, 5.46, John.
And council, thanks for the opportunity the other night to speak a little on behalf of our appointed DPW director. I wanted to actually say it publicly. So, council members, I'd like to just say a few brief comments. In the short period of time working with Jim, everything's been extremely positive. He's been really engaged with the staff. He's listened to everybody's concerns, challenges, and what stands out the most to me is he's been already beginning looking at ways to improve processes and different services for Jersey City, for the council, for the city, and for the residents. He's been real practical, results focused, and he wants to fix problems, not just talk about. In his 25 years of sanitation and storm experience, with his background, is definitely what Jersey City needs. And based on what I've seen already, I'm confident he's the right person to lead DPW. So thank you. And just one other note, did you guys all get the information on 1019? We emailed it to you
With the
today.
uniforms?
Yeah, we
Yes.
emailed everything to you guys today. Just want to make sure you got it all.
Received.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.47, Tariq.
It's not here.
Did you say
Oh,
he's
not
not?
right. No, he right here.
Okay.
He got taller. I ain't seen him since he was a little kid. That's why I ain't seen him.
Good evening. My name is Tariq Battle Holly. I was born and raised in Jersey City, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Pete Vincent. 2 years ago, Pete gave me an opportunity that truly changed my coaching career through the United East AAU program here in Jersey City. He trusted me to step into a coaching role and work with all the kids in our community. At the time, I was just starting out, trying to find my way, and he saw something in me before I fully saw it in myself. Since then, he's been more than just someone who gave me a chance. He's been a mentor, a guide, and honestly, like a big brother to me. He's always pushed me to grow, to lead with purpose, and to be better, not just on the court, but off the court too. Because of Pete, I've been able to develop as a young coach and make a real impact on kids in Jersey City, helping them build confidence, discipline, and a love for the game of basketball. And I just want to say, it was never just about the X's and O's. The opportunity he gave me turned into something much bigger. We built a relationship, a support system, and at the end of the day, we became family. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.48, Bilal.
He's here.
Good evening, council. I'm a product of Jersey City Rec. Come from Jersey City Rec and play.
Loud, pull the mic up.
Each got you. Good evening, council. I'm a product of Jersey City Rec. To come from Jersey City Rec and play in the Big East and play overseas, I stand before you today to speak about Peter Vincent and why he's the right choice as the athletic director of Jersey City. It isn't about filling a position. It's about leadership, vision, and the impact. It's about choosing someone who understands that athletic is more than wins and losses. It's about building young people, strengthening the community, and creating opportunities that last far beyond the game. Peter J. Vincent brings 15 years of proven leadership in athletics at both high school and collegiate levels. What separates him is not experience, but results. He has led programs to success from high school and college. He builds culture. He's someone who understands discipline, structure, mentorship, all start at the foundation of success. Jersey City deserves an athletic director who understands its unique energy, diversity, and potential. He's not just familiar with the community, he served it, coached it, and helped it. The future of Jersey City athletics deserves someone who has already proven they can lead at the highest level and still have the passion to do even more. My vote is for Pete for Rec. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.49, Michael.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Mincy. I'm a resident of Jersey City. I also coach basketball. I've been involved with basketball youth developments for about 30 years. Pete Vincent is a friend of mine. He's also a brother. He's helped me in many ways. I implore you to vote yes for Pete Vincent. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.50, Abe. Is Abe here? Abe K? No? Okay. 5.51, John Hester.
Evening. I'm from Bayonne or live in Bayonne, but I'm from Jersey City, born and raised, and I coach basketball at St. Dominic Academy for the last 13 years. Our 5 daughters and 3 sons are all students in Jersey City on the high school level. I've known Pete for 15 years, and I know a lot of people have come up and said some really good things about him, which are true. I feel a little bit like I'm in the fast money round of Family Feud. I know it's going to be a little redundant, but his resume speaks for itself. The position that he is vying for and hopefully being approved for tonight, he's suited for it. Everything that he's been doing throughout his career has prepared him for this position. He can handle large operating budgets. He knows how to handle facilities, logistics, different sports. He's also able to deal with not just boys, but also girls, people from all different socioeconomic backgrounds. Really fits every description required to do what's best for the people of Jersey City. And the recreation department is key for the youth, but not just the youth, for everybody. When our youth are occupied with athletic opportunities, social opportunities, and ultimately leadership opportunities, those are the young people that could ultimately be sitting where you are sitting today if they get that opportunity on the ground floor. And Pete is somebody that can provide that opportunity with his leadership. So for my money, Jersey City deserves Pete Vincent. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.51, John Bernardo.
Yes.
My name is John Bernardo. I'm a Jersey City native. I was born in Margaret Hay, played basketball at St. Peter's Prep. My wife and I, when we got married, we moved to California. When we came back from California about 5 years later, we were very pleasantly surprised with the economic boom, if you will, of Jersey City. But what we were disappointed with is the state of sports. My oldest son could not find a basketball game anywhere, really. It was very difficult. But thankfully, my younger son, we found the Hurley Family Foundation, and that's where I met Coach Pete Vincent. Through that program, my son had 10 great years of organized basketball. He's now graduating from McNair. He's going to Purdue University. In large part of that organization, sports, and everything you learn from that. In terms of specifically about Coach Vincent, there's a term in basketball. The term is called playing up. You can reclass and play at a lower level. Your 8th graders can move down to 7th grade and play in an easier team. Coach Vincent is known of taking kids from Jersey City and playing up. We will play in the hardest levels. We may not win every tournament, but by going through that process, each one of those kids will win in the long run, and that's what Coach Vince is all about. Councilman Gilmore, you mentioned earlier there was a great discussion about, what do we call ourselves? Are we representing Black or white or Indian or Asian? I think Coach Vincent will represent all of that and all that well. I don't know the answer to that question, but rich, poor, Black, right, left, right. He will take care of all those needs because once again, all Coach Pitts knows is about playing up, and that's the direction to go. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.53, June. Hey, June, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Sean, for asking. Good evening, Council President, members and council, particularly our ward council persons. I rise tonight in opposition of Resolution 26.281, item 10.41 on tonight's agenda regarding the reopening and reconsideration of the Morris Canal redevelopment plan for 417 Communipaw Avenue. Let me be very clear. Our community absolutely supports affordable housing. We understand the need for it, and we welcome development that includes it. But what we cannot support is amending a carefully crafted redevelopment plan simply because the developer does not want to comply with the visions and expectations of this community that we fought so very hard for. The issue before us tonight is not affordable housing versus no affordable housing. The issue whether redevelopment plans are designed for people or redesigned for the convenience of developers. The Morris Canal redevelopment plan was crafted with community input, community sacrifice, and community vision. Residents envisioned a full-service neighborhood, one that includes not only housing, but also commercial and retail opportunities that allow people to live, shop, work, and invest within their own community. We deserve the dignity and convenience of walking our neighborhood stores, shopping, cafes, pharmacies, and services instead of constantly leaving our neighborhood and spending our dollars elsewhere. Retail and commercial development creates opportunity, jobs, entrepreneurship, and reinvestment into the local economy. Without that component, we continue a cycle where our community houses people, but not economically sustaining them. 417 Communipaw Avenue also carries history, a significant, at one point, this property was supposed to be the build out of Berry Lane Park. Later, this community fought against the proposal of a 17-story tower next to 2- and 5-story homes, a proposal advanced with little transparency and without genuine community support. That battle led to a lengthy court proceeding and ultimately the collapse of the project. The people fought hard for this redevelopment plan that exists today. Many of us were advocating for Lafayette long before developers saw value in its neighborhood. We should now not disregard the vision simply because a developer refuses to include commercial and retail space. In this council, please consider reopening and the redevelopment plan. Then perhaps the better solution is for us to issue an RFP for developers willing to build what the community already said it wants and needs, not to amend the plan downward to accommodate what one developer is willing not to do.
Thank
Please
you.
table this resolution. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.54, Jasmine.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jasmine Reese. Tonight, I'll be speaking on behalf of Coach Vincent and the impact he has had on my life. I'm proud to say I was born and raised here in Jersey City. I'm a graduate of Hudson Catholic High School and New Jersey City University, where I earned my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. It was there at both Hudson and NJCU that I had the opportunity of furthering my academic and athletic career, and more importantly, of being guided by someone I will forever know as Coach Pete Vincent. He has been a mentor, an advisor, and truly my lifelong coach in every sense of the word. As a student athlete, I faced significant adversity, enduring back-to-back injuries, resulting in multiple surgeries. But during those moments when I felt at my lowest, Coach Vincent never wavered. While I was recovering, he showed up for me in ways far more beyond the court. He checked in, he checked in and stepped in, whether it was making sure I had plenty of resources I needed while recovering and maintaining my academics. He became a critical part of my support system when I needed it most. He pushed me to dig deeper and to rediscover my purpose and to believe in myself when I struggled to. Through his guidance and support, I realized that my journey and my purpose has always been bigger than the game of basketball. That's how I knew he was more than just a coach. Coach Vincent prepared me for not only the game, but as a student and as a young woman navigating life. Whether he was drawing up plays on the court, helping build my academic schedule, introducing me to programs and internships, or writing letters of recommendation, he has always been there guiding, supporting, and advocating for me. I wholeheartedly believe that Mr. Vincent is deserving of this position. His passion, his commitment, and his unwavering dedication to our youth truly set him apart. He not only prepared me for the game, but for life, for every opportunity and challenge that presented itself, and how to accept it, execute those opportunities and challenge with perseverance, dignity, and efficiency. And for that, I'll forever cherish that and be grateful. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.55, Sibalee. Did I get your name right?
That's great. It's Separately.
Sibalee, thank you.
Well, many things have been said. I'm also here to speak on behalf of Pete, one of my lifelong friends. Pete and I know him and his family for most of my life, high school to college to present day. He's a tremendous student athlete. He's definitely been a down-to-earth person, critical thinking, driven, focused, most importantly, a passionate leader. He embodies dedication, teamwork, and forward thinking. From banquets to barbecues, holidays, he's just always a great person. I've learned and become a better person, just always thinking bigger. He always pushed me to be better, a sense of community, family, and conversely, I think I've had an impact on him as well. Many things have been said regarding the community, Jersey City, and I know with Pete, it's going to be a collaborative effort, not just for the persons. He's definitely the person, but it's going to take it's a family. So with that, I vote Pete Vincent.
Next speaker, 5.56, Alberto.
Good evening, council members. My name is Alberto Vasquez, and I'm here in support of Pete Vincent. As someone stated before, they were a product of Jersey City Recreation. I stand here before you as another product of Jersey City Recreation. Without Jersey City Recreation, it wouldn't give me the opportunity to play at Hudson Catholic, where I was a varsity baseball player. Wouldn't have helped me get to Rutgers University, where I was a Big East baseball player. Wouldn't have helped me get to the opportunity to play professional baseball with Minnesota and with the New Jersey Jackals. I say that because recreation guided me throughout my life. It was extremely important. The people that were there were extremely important to me in my life. Knowing Pete Vincent when I was the head coach at Hudson Catholic and he was the head varsity girls basketball coach, I saw a man back then, 15 years ago, that was dedicated to student athletes, which is important to me. I think he knows what it takes for everyone in his entire program to get better. Not just sports, like Mr. Matthews said before, it's education as well. He's going to be there. He's organized. He's committed. And I got to be honest with you, he's the best fit for recreation. And I extremely support Pete Vincent for Jersey City Recreation Director. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.57, Midhun. Not here. Thank you. Next speaker, 5.58, Kevin. Kevin Davis? No. Next speaker, 5.59, Lorenzo.
Good evening, council members. Following statements I'm about to make are in my capacity as a private citizen and not in my capacity as a school board member. These statements are also not representative of the board or its individual members and solely represent my own personal opinions as a resident and taxpayer. There's 3 agenda items I want to speak on, and I'll name them. They are 10.26, 10.27, and 10.28. 26 and 27, the addition of the consumption lounge at these 2 dispensaries, or their cannabis dispensaries, 36 Congress Street and 759 A Bergen Avenue. One is across the street from where St. Peter's College is, and it's also directly across the street, there's a childhood center, early childhood center, where the old Municipal courthouse was, I think it was. And then you also have 36 Congress Street, 3 doors over, there's an early childhood center. I don't know why these things keep ending up near early childhood centers. Even the one down near the pedestrian plaza is near a childhood center. I hope you will vote against these. I don't think we need to have consumption lounges for these cannabis places, and we quite honestly have too many of them. And myself, as some of you know, myself and 2 retired educators have been advocating against them to even open. And I'll just add on to the 3rd item, 10.28. I'm also speaking against this Prime Genetics LLC at 26 Cornelison Avenue, where in this abandoned warehouse, they want to basically, I guess, build out and grow and manufacture weed to sell to some of the dispensaries or what have you. I don't know about you all, but it doesn't matter whether I'm downtown, the Heights, Bergen Lafayette, Greenville, West Side. Everywhere I go, I smell this smell that smells like a skunk, this weed smell. And I thought they were supposed to have some devices to deal with that odor, but it's everywhere. And something needs to be done to address that. And please don't vote for these.
Thank you.
Lorenzo, few things. Well, one, the smoke you're smelling is from illegal marijuana use. It's not necessarily coming from the licensed dispensaries. But to your bigger question, you said you don't know how they keep winding up by these early childhood institutions. I believe the legislation does not exempt those areas. Can you correct me if I'm wrong? I think their only thing is exempt is the school and not early childhood.
We would need to look into that and get back to you. I can try to pull it up right now, but I don't know off the top of my head.
200. Thank you.
200.
That's the stage.
Okay, our next speaker, 5.60, Laura.
Good evening. My name is Laura Mastretta, and I'm here representing the Liuna Eastern Region to speak in support of Resolution 26-253 and provide a suggestion for Resolution 26-281. For those of you who may not know, our members are a critical piece of the Jersey City fabric. Whether Local 3 is pouring concrete for a new residential high-rise, Local 472 is constructing the Gateway Tunnel, Local 55 is rehabbing Housing Authority apartments, or Local 108 is helping reduce the city's waste at Sims Metal Recycling, it's hard to deny that our members help keep this city moving and growing each and every day. Not only do Liuna members work in Jersey City, over 400 call Jersey City home and hope to stay here for many years to come. So whenever the city has the opportunity to facilitate the creation of more affordable housing and union construction jobs at the same time, we will be here in full-throated support. Resolution 26-253 authorizes the planning board to conduct an area in need of redevelopment study and for a parcel located in the corner of Newark Ave and Baldwin Ave. By facilitating the redevelopment of this lot under the direction of the county, Jersey City stands to gain critically needed mixed income housing and quality construction jobs for skilled local craft workers. That's a win-win in our book, and we hope you will support it tonight. Resolution 26-281 directs the planning board to amend the Morris Canal redevelopment plan. And for far too long, we think that we've seen that the positive economic impact of quality construction jobs has been treated as an afterthought in these plans. And we have some ideas for how to correct that. As we've already discussed with some of you, we want to encourage all redevelopment plans moving forward to include provisions that integrate clear workforce development goals and ask developers to detail the construction labor impact of their proposed projects. We also encourage the city to expand the use of redevelopment agreements as broadly as possible to ensure that JCRA has the opportunity to negotiate on the community's behalf from the very start. Look, it's no secret that the cost of living has skyrocketed in Jersey City, and our members are not immune to these challenges. As a construction union, our interests can place us at a crossroads. Redevelopment brings more construction job opportunities, but at the same time, it is driving gentrification, and that creates tough choices. But it's not tough to support development that benefits the entire Jersey City community, meaning development that creates quality career opportunities for Jersey City residents and quality affordable housing for Jersey City families. Resolution 26-253 helps to do that, and Resolution 26-281 has potential. So we thank you and hope that you make the right decision tonight for the whole community. Thanks.
Our next speaker, 5.61, Gary. Is Gary here? Oh. Next, 5.62, Stephanie.
This is in reference to Resolution 26256. Tonight, the council is voting on a resolution to extend the deadline on a $2.2 million Department of Transportation grant to improve pedestrian safety on Pacific Avenue and Caven Point Avenue. This grant was awarded in FY 2023. Work dates back to 2022. This resolution will move back the grant to October 2026. This past Friday at 9:20 p.m., James Jones, an 87-year-old Elizabeth resident, was struck by a vehicle near Pacific Avenue and Forest Street. This is an area that's covered by this grant. Mr. Jones sadly succumbed to his injuries. There are very real-world consequences. I understand a lot of this work was put off by the Fulop administration, but the urgency is very real behind this work. This week, the city will host some Vision Zero walking tours, and that's very quaint and very charming, but that does not accelerate Vision Zero work. We know where to prioritize Vision Zero work. We would start with pedestrian and cyclist deaths. You then go to where there is money that's already been awarded to the city. There's 5 million in addition to that 2.2 million. There is a 58-page Vision Zero report that was informed by an 18-member task force, online and in-person surveys, in-person tabling at 4 city events and 4 informational events. It seems at times that you're treating this like it's a warm-up, like there's time for political theater, but it's not clear when you're going to take accountability. For now, the Fulop administration is the scapegoat. Next, it'll be the governor and the budget committee, and then it'll be the state financial monitor. These are kind of Steve Fulop-esque behaviors, and I'm just concerned that we're repeating some bad behavior. You know, the mayor seems determined to repeat the same mistakes with the recreation department. It seems he's already campaigning for governor. You know, he's got these, instead of grammatically incorrect tweets, there are random feature-length videos, including one marketing his recreation director pick as some sort of LeBron James figure. Now, I don't know why the other director picks did not get sizzle reels. I would have loved to learn about Linda Ivory Green. But the city's social media would probably be better used by implementing Vision Zero recommendations on public education campaigns to change norms about how people treat traffic safety. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.63, Indigo.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me this time and this opportunity to speak today. I have known Pete Benson. He's a good guy as an academic coach while I served my time at NJCU playing volleyball. But everyone that spoke on his behalf, they represent private and Catholic schools and aren't really involved within the recreation programs. So I don't really think they can really speak on who qualifies for recreation director's position. So I'm here to speak on behalf of Coach Best, who was born and raised in Jersey City and still serves for Jersey City Recreation. Our recreation department is more than just programs. It's where our community comes together. It's where kids learn teamwork, where families connect, and where people of all walks of life has a sense of belonging. And because of that, Tom Best, his leadership in this space truly matters. Right now, we have an opportunity to move forward in our community in a meaningful way. We have a chance to have leadership that reflects the diversity, energy, growth, and the culture that must live on, that will be invested within our youth and our city. This is why I'm advocating for Coach Bass. His work ethics is not just about programs, it's how his outreach is done, and is done with intention in class. Every resident he meets feels seen and welcome within his presence and knew that he was going to stick to his job for the youth. With his voice, we open the doors to new ideas, deeper trust, and stronger community engagement. Mr. Best brings not only experience and dedication that he has already given, but also a perspective that is incredibly valuable in ensuring our recreation spaces serves everyone, not just wards C, D, and E, but also wards A, B, and F. And his leadership will also bridge those gaps. And that will inspire youth who would also like to see themselves reflected in positions of leadership and strengthen the connection between the department of the community. Like myself, I am one of many that can definitely attest to what I'm speaking of, because I was his former student athlete and also became a colleague of his, where I became a head coach within my community, also serving with passion and purpose. So this isn't just about excluding anyone. It's about expanding the table. It's about making sure that our leadership reflects the richness of our community and it is equipped to meet its needs. We all benefit when leadership is inclusive, thoughtful, and a true representative. So today, I encourage you to support Mr. Tom Best on becoming the Director of Recreation and Youth Development, not just because of what he stands for, but as he leads with an example and because his leadership is impactful to our entire community. So I do thank you and imagine
you.
what he can grasp. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.64, Keith. Keith? Not here. Next speaker, 5.65, Marilyn.
Good evening. My name is Marilyn Hoffman. I'm a resident at 162 Bidwell Avenue, the Carmel House in Ward F. It's a dangerous, unsafe living arrangement. And the senior citizens being taken advantage of, and the management department is not doing anything about it. We need your help. Thank you.
Sorry, can you repeat that address?
What was the address again? The address? I know it was Bidwell. I didn't have, sorry, the number.
Yeah, here, Sean, is 162 Bidwell.
Oh, 162 Bidwell, thank you.
I'm deaf. I can't hear you.
Hold on. Come out. Yeah.
Okay, next speaker, 5.66, Frank.
Good afternoon, Council. I don't think there's anyone besides wherever she is, Laverne, is more Jersey City than me. I went to PS 38, Hudson Catholic, and Jersey City State College, and I was born in Margaret Hague. So I can talk about Jersey City. Resolution 10.27 and Resolution 10.28 should be voted on unanimously. Resolutions 6 or 10.26 has not paid its 2% excise tax, which all other dispensaries pay, for 3 consecutive quarters. It is not fair to grant this business that lounge. The reason why is because there's 1 lounge per ward. And I believe that being considered for this opportunity, a closed business should not be able to be permitted to have a license while remaining closed. We pay our quarterly taxes on the first day, not the 15th, but the first day. There should not be any special treatment or empathy for a business that criticizes Jersey City at every turn that they are. And also, we face the same challenges that every other dispensary had, having been waited and waiting for the CCB and the CRC, and it takes 18 months. We all did that. We didn't borrow any money. We didn't get any loans. We used our own money. We didn't get any grants either, where a lot of these businesses have gotten a grant. And also, and we also did for our infrastructure and our finances from the beginning, we did that. We didn't need any of the city council. We didn't do anything with the CCB. We did it ourselves. And also, this industry is not for everyone. 6 cannabis businesses have gone out of business after spending millions of dollars. 4 of them on Tunley Avenue. You had Medicine Women, Blossom, there's another one over there, Kush Club, they closed down there. So you had 3 there. You had the one on Central Avenue. We have this one on Congress, and we have another one. And as you guys know, that this was supposed to be just for Jersey City residents. And Frank Gilmore and Denise, Council President Denise knew, I talked to him about that because the MSOs are now looking for small businesses that are going out of business so that they can come into the city. So it's not that it's a regular business person from Jersey City. It's going to be those MSOs, which means multi-state operators who are going to put out the smaller businesses. And so from all that, and I say to all the 48 dispensaries waiting, we welcome you to the struggle.
Our next speaker, 5.67, Terrence.
Good evening.
Let the record state that the following people have been notified of this situation I'm gonna talk about, which is parking in Jersey City. We're the residents of Skyline Drive. The people that were notified are from the Zoning Council, Permits Department, Infrastructure, DPW, Jersey City Police Department. Denise Ridley, Frank Gilmore, James Solomon, Jeff Dublin, Rich from MUA, Andy Kaplan, Doug G, Monty from Zoning, Gene, Security, Walter Barrett, Captain Kelly, Jersey City Police Department, Parking Enforcement Supervisor Abraham, Kim Sims, Clarissa Vasquez. All of them have been notified that we live on a dead-end block. It's attached homes. It's not a cul-de-sac. I have proven it through pictures and through emails which were provided through the city from the area view. Parking spaces were taken away wrongfully. UPS, FedEx, DHL, Sanitation Department, Police Department vehicles, all on video, making a turn and getting off the block without any delay or difficulties. I spoke with the Permits Department. I spoke with zoning. We've been back and forth for over 2 years. We were asked by Denise Ridley, our councilwoman, to just do a favor for a neighbor who has made this one complaint to park across our driveway, which we did. I spend every month going to Zoom court because I get a ticket. I applied for a parking permit, which is $5. I paid $180. I got nothing. Okay. Multiple emails, visits, phone calls, pop-ups at different meetings. I provided pictures, videos of the school bus in question making a turn with no problems. Actually, I had Mr. Gilmore do a turn with me because we have the same vehicles. Am I correct? Yes. Okay. And to no avail. I mean, this is an ongoing thing. Parking is crazy in Jersey City, and we did everything that we were supposed to do. And the thing about it, everything was approved, but nothing has been done. I got the emails, the paperwork saying that everything was approved. The signs are still up. We got the cops coming at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning with the sirens to move the car. For what? It's legally parked. It's not a cul-de-sac. Your pictures prove it, but it's still an ongoing thing. So the resolution is, oh, we're going to take the signs down, but the signs still remain. The police still come. The tickets still come. I got to go to court next Friday through Zoom. I got to take a day off from work to go to Zoom to beat a ticket that I've been beaten that shouldn't even be getting. So if anybody needs copies of the emails, or which I'm sure y'all have, and the pictures, just let me know and I'll send them again.
Hey, Peter, can we, have infrastructure follow up? Cause I know it's been some time now since me and both council president, really were down there. And I know that they were looking into addressing.
Is it possible you could send me the emails, a chain of the information that I will follow up with them?
Yeah, and I'll send you what I have too, Peter, because they have been asking for a long time and they went through 2 different directors at this point who promised that they would rectify the situation.
So Peter, if the council can get a copy of, because I know yesterday, the director for the cannabis said that we collected upwards of 800,000 in tax. If we can get a, I guess a printout of where those funds were dispersed and how they were dispersed, because I know there's certain, some was supposed to go to the school, some was supposed to go to social equity groups and stuff like that. So we can get a breakdown of where those funds went for those tax years.
Yep, will do. I know we sent something in response to that. I don't know if we sent all of the funds disbursements, but I'll double check. And if not, we'll make sure you get them.
Thank you.
Okay. Our last speaker, 5.68, Stephanie Taylor. She's not here. Okay. All right, that will conclude our public speaking portion of the meeting. Thank you. Sorry. I clap too if I could. Any questions or comments on petitions, communications, items 6.1 through items 6.45? Hearing none, there are no officer communications. Any questions or comments on reported directors 8.1 through 8.4? Hearing none, on to our claims and addendum number one. Council members are going to be taking a vote on claims and addendum number one. Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavarro. And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Claims and addendum number one are approved unanimously 9-0. Okay, on to our resolutions. Council members, before I take a vote on 10.1 through 10.11, I believe the BA would like to address the council on item 10.8.
Yes, so we were throwing a couple of resolutions, but I'll let Sean go through his process. In this particular section, we were throwing 10.8, resolution 26-248. The law department needs some more time just to research everything.
Okay, with that being said, council members are going to be taking a vote on items 10.1 through 10.11, with the exception of 10.8, which has been withdrawn. Councilperson Brooks.
I vote aye on all.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavarro.
So what was,
10.1 through 10.11, with the exception of 10.8, which has been withdrawn.
can you reiterate whatever somebody said earlier? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, the law department's looking at 10.8 regarding the questions by council, so they just need more time to review that.
On 10.1, the numbers, you did provide me with some numbers there. I'm gonna vote no. It's the appropriation for, we want to pay our public defenders, but like I said, we want to right-size these budgets, these numbers, and it looked to me like you could probably get away with 20,000 rather than 80,000 increase. And I'll vote yes on, I'll vote no on 10.8. That's just a
10.8 has been withdrawn.
Londo. Yeah.
okay. I vote yes on all the rest.
So you're voting no on 10.1 and aye on all the rest, except for 10.8, which has been withdrawn, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Okay. We just recap, item 10.1 is approved 8-1, with Councilperson Lavarro voting no. Items 10.2 through 10.7 are approved unanimously 9-0. And items 10.9 through 10.11 are also approved unanimously 9-0. On to our next set of resolutions, items 10.12 through 10.21, with the exception of 10.12 because it was approved earlier. Councilperson Brooks.
I vote aye on all, and I'm excited to see the improvements come, further improvements on Monticello Ave with respect to 10.17.
Councilperson Zupa.
On 10.13, that's the study to look at Newark and Baldwin, which is the county-owned property. I know there was some concern from the public about there not being a public meeting before this was heard by the council. And I'll repeat what I said to the community on Monday when I left the caucus to go to the Hilltop meeting. We can anticipate, and I will ensure, substantial public comment on this before anything is done. And just to be clear, it's just a study to determine what, if anything, can be done with what is currently a parking lot owned by Hudson County. The other example I can give is the last council voted on a similar study for County Plaza. And what has happened since is we are in the process of scheduling public comment for the county's development there. And the process includes a planning board vote, 2 council meetings, and substantial public comment. So if you are skeptical or concerned about this particular resolution, it's only a study, and I will ensure and work with the county to make sure that they come and listen to public comment, as I have done over the last 3 months for every proposed development or idea in Ward C. I vote aye on the rest, and just on 10.19, thank you to the BA's office for sending me the DPW contract. The contract for the rentals and cleaning of the uniforms is, I'm satisfied, is substantially in the contract and is a requirement of that contract. We can look into that when it's collectively bargained again. So I vote aye on all.
Thank you. Councilperson Efros.
I vote aye.
Councilperson Little.
I vote aye on all. And on 10.13, I just want to say this is building affordable housing on county-owned land is something I've advocated for since 2023, and I am really, really thrilled to see the county moving forward with it. We do not have nearly enough affordable housing, and this is a great opportunity. So thank you.
Councilperson Gilmore.
I vote aye for all. I just want to say on 1019, I think we should still explore like, I guess, the possibility of us having wash machines and dryers in-house. I know I guess I do see, looking on my colleagues' email screen here, they did send correspondence, but I don't see, I specifically spoke to the volume of uniforms that was supposed to be washed. I do see a contract that say that the uniforms are supposed to be clean. I mean, of course, we want our essential workers to have the necessary sanitized uniforms to work. But I still think that we should be looking into ways to make sure these things are essentially cost efficient. So with all that, I'll vote aye.
Councilperson Singh.
I vote aye, but I have a comment on 10.13. My aide attended the Hilltop meeting last night or day before. People were really upset. Community outreach was not done by county. So I think that should be the first step. County should make efforts to reach out to the community. And the second thing is, I think it would be great if county can share the commitment of how many affordable and workforce units this project will deliver. And my other comment is on 10.19. I've got a couple of texts about we are not happy with the DPW asking for uniforms, renting the uniforms. I want to make it clear, the intention was to find out what are the options available. Is buying better than renting? And how does it work? The intention was not to say that, oh, this is expense and we do not support that. As a new council, and especially when we are in deficit, we are trying to look for the ways where we know the other options available. And I do vote aye for all the 10.19 too.
Thank you. Councilperson Griffin.
Yes, I want to say when it comes to 10.19, as a hospitality professional specializing in housekeeping, I believe in-house is actually the way to go. You know, there are machines and chemicals that we can use, and I'm pretty sure that would be far less than $3,000 annually.
$300,000.
$300,000 annually, and probably including a staffer to do all the washing and drying. But I'm going to go ahead and vote aye on all.
Councilperson Lavaro.
On 10.21 rather, just thanks to the administration for providing the information. Did receive it at 3:24 p.m. And had the opportunity to just review this, and I'm looking at it. And if I could just walk through this with you in the BA's office. So I'm looking at, do you have that information in front of you? So the Nielsen fleet contract goes back to 2023. And in 2023, the city requested $20,000. And then it says again, requested 20,000, 2 POs, which I assume means that you asked for additional money. It's later down the road. Collectively, we expended close to $38,000, or 39,000 maybe of the 40,000. 2024, there were 3 POs. And so the numbers varied: 30,000, 35,000, 30,000 requests. The dollar amounts are 64, 70, $90,000 in 2024. 2025, the request, 1 PO, $60,000 request, we spent 22,000. This year we're requesting 70,000. I would urge the administration to, these open-ended contracts, I've brought it to the budget hearings, our budget meetings. We need to right-size these. You could do another PO later down the road if we need more lights and sirens. But I just want to reiterate for the record and for the public that $254 million budget deficit, every $3.8 million in additional expenses that ends up on our budget, and ends up on the taxpayers 1% more to taxpayers. And so if we have a budget crisis, we need to act like we have a crisis and be able to control our spending like we have a crisis. And so I'm going to vote no on 10.21, as I think we can come in with a lower amount on this, and then we should be right sizing all of these contracts if we can. And if we can do it retroactively, I think we should be looking at those contracts as well. Again, 3.8 million saves us 1% to the taxpayers of Jersey City. I vote yes on all the rest, no on 10.21.
Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Okay. I can just recap: items 10.12 through 10.20 are approved unanimously, 9-0. Item 10.21 is approved 8-1, with Councilperson Navarro voting no. Our next set of resolutions.
Hold on, excuse me, Sean, before we move on. So I guess as it relates to the outsiders dispensary, does it still hold true that they haven't paid their tax revenue?
The next section, Councilman, I don't know if you want to wait until Sean goes through them or how you want to do it.
Say that one more time.
That's between 1022 and 1033. The other side dispensary is what you're talking about?
That's 26, right?
Yeah, and I was just getting to that.
Yes.
Do we want to wait for Sean to go through them first, or do we want to talk about it now? It's up to the council.
Oh, he's about to go through them now.
I didn't ask for a vote yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Happy to go over it now. So yes, there's still outstanding taxes for that item. We are going to ask to withdraw those, which is why I was trying to get Sean to cue that up. But good time as any. So 1026, resolution 26-266. On advice of council, we're going to withdraw it. There's some outstanding questions there that council has to review before we can have the council vote on it.
I just wanted to raise, I don't know if EA and council have gotten the email from the business owner and the lawyer representing the business. That was around 5:30 p.m. It spelled out some clarifications before we commit to withdrawing this.
We have received the letter. I'll let Corp Counsel respond.
I can confirm we received a communication in the hour prior to the council meeting when Corporation Counsel and the council was in a closed session. There's extensive information in there we have not had time to properly review. So it is my advice that the administration withdraws this item.
And just for the record, on the caucus meeting, I did recommend the administration to withdraw 10.25, City Resolution 26-265. That's our Muni Code, our codification services. We just have to get a PO, so we'll bring it back for the next meeting.
Objection.
Thank you. All right, council members. So I'm going to be taking a vote on items 10.22 through 10.33, with the exception of 10.25 and 26, which has been withdrawn. Councilperson Brooks.
Before I vote, I just want to say, recognize the owner of Xena is here with regard to 10.27, the consumption lounge. He gave me and my staff a tour of the consumption lounge. You know, this is not new information. I've been sober for 11 years from drugs and alcohol. All right.
Huge accomplishment.
That's not necessary, but I appreciate that. But you know, I look at the cannabis industry a little bit differently. But you know, with respect to Hatham, this is a guy that is born and raised in Jersey City. He wants to give back to the city. Excited to work with him on the west side. And, you know, I'd say to folks that have some concerns about the cannabis industry, this is highly, highly regulated. We are getting tax dollars back for our schools. And yeah, so, you know, I just wanted to get that on the record. I vote aye on all. Thank you.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
I vote aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye for all.
Councilperson Gilmore.
You said to 36?
33. 10.22 says 10.33.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye for all.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavaro.
Just to put on the record again, thank you again to the administration. 10.22, this is an open-end contract. The numbers over the past 4 years, in 2022, we requested 60,000, spent 54,000. 2023, we requested 100,000. The contract awarded 100,000 and we expended 48,000. In 2024, 100,000 awarded and we spent 72,000. In 2025, we requested 100,000 and we spent less than 8,000. Here we're spending 150,000. We could probably come in at like the 50,000 mark or less, even, and then again, have additional POs moving forward. I can't urge you enough. This is the kind of stuff where we really need to find the savings for the people of Jersey City, the taxpayers of Jersey City. That $254 million budget deficit and the potential tax implications for Jersey City homeowners and then ultimately renters when it gets passed on from the property owners, it'll be devastating, and we need to tighten things up. I'm going to vote no on 10.22, and I would normally vote no on the contract starting January 1st. I appreciate the law department's efforts and everything they're doing to bring things into order there. I'm going to vote yes on all the rest.
Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Okay, if I can just recap, item 10.22 is approved 8-1, with Councilperson Lavaro voting no. Items 10.23 and 24 are approved unanimously 9-0. Items 10.27 through 10.33 are also approved unanimously 9-0. And for the balance of our resolutions, items 10.34 through 10.43, but I believe the BA would like to address the council on 10.42.
Yes, thank you, Sean. Once again, 1042, Resolution 26-282. The administration is going to withdraw it. This is a scattered site plan that I know a lot of good questions back on Monday for. We're just doing a deeper analysis to kind of address some of the concerns that council raised, and we'll bring that back once the list has been cleaned up.
So, yes, withdrawing 10.42. Peter, while I have you in a talking mood, can we go to 1041 and just be clear about what we're doing here? We're authorizing the planning board to study and prepare an amendment for the Morris Canal redevelopment plan. Now, I know normally when we reopen plans, we go through a community process, and I want to ensure that we're going to do this here and that nothing is going to be changed. We know that the amendment has to come back before the council, so nothing would be changed without us voting on it. But I just want to be clear about what exactly we're doing in 10.41.
Absolutely. So this would have a substantial public process. This is, just open up to start studying it again. Specifically, this is about a contaminated lot, industrial lot that's adjacent to Berry Lane Park, which is privately owned. The original plan had extensive development for that site. I think 17 stories in total with a lot of community improvements. During that public process, there was a lot of feedback that was looked upon the density as a very negative part for the community. So there was some question about whether it was appropriate. So essentially this will open that up to restudy it to see if there's a different development that could go there that wouldn't be as dense. There is currently a proposal from one developer, I believe, to do 6 stories. That would be substantially less dense than the original project. Would also have substantial affordable housing included in the project as well. So I think it makes a lot of the original concerns that are addressed and brought by the community. But the first step to even getting there is to reopen the plan to see if that'd be appropriate and going through the public process again to make sure the public has time to digest the information and provide feedback on the information.
I just want to say real briefly, the original plan was for the city to acquire it for a rec center. That's the original plan. The original development plan included these 17 stories with the community give back. Even in all of that, the condensed plan, if you will, still gets the same amount of density, which means they get the same group of people in said area, just with lower stories. So I just think that when we're looking at opening these redevelopment plans, we just have to be clear on where the community stands. Like, I just think we give the developers too much wiggle room. And I get it. If this was 1980, we should do that. But we're like the Gold Coast. We're the economic engine of the state, basically. So I just think we need to act like it's a re-envision how we deal with these redevelopment plans.
Understood, Councilman. I also have the deputy mayor here who's worked on the plan a bit closer than I have, and he has a few comments.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to address the council on this.
Deputy Mayor, I'm just so sorry. Can you just introduce yourself for our court reporter?
Of course. Deputy Mayor Keshav Podar, Deputy Mayor for Housing and Economic Development for the city.
Thank you so much.
So just to clarify a couple of points here, Councilman, as you know, the current redevelopment plan does specify a menu of community benefits. That included a community center, it included a significant commercial and retail space, it included an open space requirement, and it included 5% affordable housing. The previous developer, as you know, tried to accommodate all of those uses on the site by building a 17-story tower because that was the only way to fit everything on the site. There was obviously a great deal of community pushback to that level of height in that neighborhood, and also ultimately the developer wasn't able to execute. So now there is a new contract purchaser for the property. I attended a recent community meeting at I believe it was the Morris Canal CDC monthly meeting. And the community, basically, to Peter's point, had 4 takeaways that I had. The first was that they appreciated reduced density. The second was that they appreciated an increase in the affordable housing amount. The third, and I believe some of the members of the public spoke to this earlier, was there was a lot of interest in a big commercial retail space, potentially for a grocery store. And then I think the fourth thing I heard is, as you know, this site has been contaminated and vacant for quite some time. And so I did feel quite a bit of desire from the community to see if there was a viable project to move forward. So the whole point of this resolution would be to begin that study process, that extensive study process that we've described, so that we can see if we can get to a project that the community will support with the developer. It would need to come back before the council anyway at a later point in order to get to an approved project.
So with the proposed amendment, does that not include the retail space? Because I think that was one of the concerns we heard tonight, but you're saying with proposed amendment, opening it back up, we could get a commitment for a retail space there.
Correct. This amendment does not specify anything about what it's going to become. It just allows a planning board to conduct more meetings. It allows us to continue the conversation with the developer and with the community about what we want the project to ultimately look like, including potentially a large retail component.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would be comfortable voting for this if we're gonna have it come back to us and we get the ability to vote on it and we can make sure that we see retail space, potentially recreation center. And then also we heard from Leuna talking about labor agreement, making sure we can get good union labor in the construction of the project. But I also, show some deference here to the council person of the ward.
Can I jump in here? So you had a community meeting with residents, yeah? And they responded favorably to proposed amendments. And I asked this knowing that June Jones spoke here and she opposed. I had no idea that, I assumed that there was buy-in from the community on this. So, I mean, it's been a while since I've been back in the council, but June Jones is in Morris Canal in some level, right? So
Councilman, the community was not considering this amendment. They were not considering the question of what's before you tonight. The planning department went through the current redevelopment plan requirements in detail and polled the community, essentially did a survey on what the community would like to see at the site. And we are trying to use that feedback to enter into further discussions with the developer and the community. So again, there is no substantive requirement in this, what you are voting on tonight, to pursue any particular type of project. So the community wasn't commenting on opening up the plan or not opening up the plan. They were just giving their views on what they would potentially like to see on the site.
I'm confused. Was it a survey or was it a community meeting or was it a community meeting to fill out a survey?
It was the latter. There was a community meeting, residents were able to speak, and then the planning department also put forward a survey during the meeting.
I was looking at one of the attachments to this resolution, and it was a survey, and it appeared that tied for first in terms of community priorities were affordable housing and a community center. That was what it looked like to me from the survey that was included as an attachment. Is that accurate?
I don't recall what was specifically in the survey, but again, that would be part of the study process to move forward.
So I think the major concern, and I know we talked about at the caucus, is one, the recreational or community space. People just want to make sure that that's not being pulled out. But what I'm hearing you say, and I confirm, let me know if I'm wrong. And my understanding of what this is it's not changing anything right now. It is just a study. The community will be engaged. We will have community meetings. There's nothing specifically that we're pulling out from that original 17-story.
Yes.
And right now, it still requires 17 stories. So in order for us to lower it, we need to open the study also, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I also want to correct for the record. I was recalling incorrectly. Those two options were tied for second. The most popular option on the survey was the commercial.
So here's what I don't want to see. Because, I've been in a bunch of charrettes and worked on many plans. And I just want to make sure and ensure that the community is driving this train because, there have been instances where developers opened up redevelopment plans and it was a disaster, right? There was nothing appropriate for the community written into these plans and the community, they're there every day, right? And you do have professionals. They may not be planning or architectural, and some communities you do have that, but these are professional people that understand where they live and their surroundings. So the developer is going to have to take a back seat and listen.
And I guess this is just my last point. So just to be clear, There's really nothing definite. We're just studying the area, but noted that the developer wants to take out the community center. That's what they're starting with. Did I read that correct or did I misread anything?
Yes, Councilman, you're correct that the developer's original proposal did not include a community center.
Thank you.
Also, for record, I want to say we are just authorizing planning board to study right now.
So I just wanted to seek some additional clarification on a couple of points if possible. Deputy Mayor, thank you. Do I understand correctly that the initial developer for whom this original redevelopment plan was created, which was 17 stories and included commercial space and included a community center, has withdrawn, and that this existing redevelopment plan, as is on the books, will not get built because there's no developer that wants to build it?
Correct. The previous developer lost the contract of sale for the property because the property owner got frustrated and was de-designated by the JCRA. So that deal and that developer is gone.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so-
different from no developer. The answer there is that that developer can't build that. But that's different from no developer can build that.
That's correct.
And if we are opening this to study, just thinking out loud here, it seems like the commercial space and the community center are really important to the community based on what we've heard tonight and what we've seen in the results of the study. I know the initial proposal was 17 stories and this revised proposal is 6 stories without any of those amenities that the community is asking. Just thinking out loud, there's a lot of space between 6 and 17. I wonder if there could be some compromise that would still include those amenities.
That would be part of the study process and further negotiation.
All right.
So I just don't want this to get lost because we're talking about stories and we're talking about affordability. Just so the public is clear, the same amount of people is slated to occupy the space, whether it's 6 stories or 17 stories. So let's not get lost in, oh, they're bringing the height down. They're getting the density. They're getting those amount of units in there, which was the point that we've been advocating from the beginning, asking the first developer to just lower the density and you still can make the money.
Yeah, but
right.
But if it has to be spread out, if it has to be shorter, it has to be spread out. Maybe there's not space for a community center. Is that the concern?
No, that's my very point, that I don't want that to be confused. The whole premise is, and again, I don't want to. Well, I mean, I want my point to be received well, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. So the position of the new developer was not necessarily that he didn't want to do that he didn't want to do the 6 stories because he wanted to have the community space. There was a political angle associated with this development. There was like going to court. There was so much stuff going into it. So I'm just saying, if we're going to open it up this time, that we are transparent and we know exactly what we're looking to do, and the community is leading the charge. I just want to be clear on those points right there.
Deputy Mayor, has any sort of fiscal analysis been done at this point?
No, we have not done a detailed financial analysis. We would want to hone in on what the final proposal is before doing that.
I'm sorry, but when it comes, we get a lot of developers, especially in our community, that cannot afford to build, and they get and their plans get approved, and I don't understand. I don't understand what that process is and how that works, but there's a lot of people. I mean, we're the Triangle on Monticello, that's been sitting there for 20 years, and it's supposed to be 10 stories, affordable housing, and all that stuff. It hasn't come to fruition. You know, and there were some points where the councilman and I, some years ago, talking to developers and just asking them, let us see your performer, right? They didn't want to show them, but it seems like, you know, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors with these developers. And they come and they say what they're gonna do, and they can't even afford it. So, like, can we put something in place to make sure that these guys are like for real? Thank you.
I have one more question. I'm sorry. So the previous developer who's no longer, I mean, he still technically owns a property? Is that where? No?
No, the property is privately owned by the family that used to have it as an industrial site. So the private property owner has now chosen a new developer to try to sell the property to.
A new developer. So, and he's selling the property to the new developer?
The new developer has a contract to purchase. It is not yet sold.
And are we familiar with what the asking price is on all that? And no.
I am not.
Hi there, I have a question. So, you know, as the layperson looks at the packet that was, that's part of the public agenda, you know, what it looks like is the developer is seeking a favorable amendment to the redevelopment plan, right? Favorable to them. I heard you say, Deputy Mayor, that that's not necessarily what will come from the study if a study is done. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to float an idea and maybe I'll just make them, I don't know, is a motion out of order, clerk?
Depends on what motion you're looking to make.
Motion to carry 10.41.
Yeah, right. You would make a motion to withdraw 10.41.
Okay. Well, it's not mine. It's not my resolution. It's the administration's, but you know, I think, you know, Deputy Mayor, you could see there's a lot of consternation about even opening this up. So maybe withdrawing might be appropriate.
The only point I would make, Councilman, is that opening it up allows us to pursue further community engagement on what this project should actually look like and further the discussions with the developer on what the project should actually look like in accordance with the feedback that we've received in the previous community meeting and otherwise. The risk with not proceeding is, of course, that, you know, we delay the process and the lot just continues to sit vacant. So we view this as a way to continue this discussion, not as a way to end it. And again, any change to the plan would come back before the council.
Now, my question is, who's opening up the plan? Is it the administration or is it, what is it, NPR? Or is it the developer?
It's the administration.
Okay, all right.
Deputy Mayor, is it possible if we delay the process, the developer might lose the interest?
That's always possible.
Possible? Okay. No, but then I'm saying, what are the possibilities? We need to check the possibilities. We would not approve if we are not getting what we are looking for. So that's what I'm trying to know, right?
Yeah, and again, you would have the opportunity later on to vote this down if it didn't come to your liking.
Only thing I think we will appreciate if you can do it, Deputy Mayor. You can keep us posted, whatever steps you are taking, community, what are they asking? How is it going? What is the developer offering? That's what I feel. I see your expressions.
I just think with so much dialogue, I'm just gonna motion to pull this. Because with so much dialogue with the current plan, right? Only one developer couldn't do it. In fact, in all honesty, that developer articulated with me personally that he actually tried to come back to the table. So I just think in all fairness, just so we can have a concrete understanding of where we're starting at and what we're trying to get, that we should just pull it, have the dialogue. It's been abandoned for umpteen years anyway. No one seemed to make an issue of it that much then. I don't think 2 weeks or a month is going to deter the developer if he was going to embark on his journey or not. They stand to make good money. It's very valuable land in case anybody is oblivious to the value of the land. They stand to make good money. So I just think that if we want to do things right, sometimes we got to proceed with cautious, and this cautious is real. It comes from the trauma that we've been exposed to, right? This is not, we're not just coming out of the blue with this stuff. We're traumatized by the past behaviors of past administrations and past developers. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
In light of all of that, not trying to be here longer than what we have to be here, I'm just going to motion to pull it.
Second.
Before we do that, I don't want to take anything away from Councilperson Brooks because he actually wanted to make a motion. So what I'll do is, to be fair, because I'm one of the fairest guys you'll ever meet,
Thank you, Sean.
we'll make a motion to withdraw item 10.41, City Resolution 26-281, made by Councilperson Brooks, seconded by Councilperson Gilmore,
Third by Griffin.
and third by Griffin. And Lavara, fourth. On the motion to withdraw item 10.41 from the agenda, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
I'll vote aye. I mean, even with my prior comments about a study just opening up public comment, I do want to note a concern about the proposed developer, though, having a horrid labor record. So I think we should take into consideration what Leona and Local 3 said about redevelopment plans. So I vote aye to withdraw.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye to withdraw.
Councilperson Little.
I'm just going to state again that, I hope a resolution can be reached that maintains the benefits such as the commercial space and the community center, as well as affordable housing. I don't know what that looks like. I'm really torn on this because, the existing plan seems like it could work. It might be a little taller than some people are comfortable with, but it would include these really critical amenities like the community center. But, on the flip side, just opening it up to study doesn't commit us to anything, and it would allow us to evaluate all the different possible scenarios. So I think I'm going to vote nay because I would like to see the administration explore ways to get some productive project done at this site. And I'm not, I think what this developer's proposal has a lot of flaws in it. Maybe the original one was better. Maybe the move is to go and try and find someone to build the original redevelopment plan, to your point. But I guess I don't see the harm in opening it up to study, but it's, at the end of the day, I want to see something built there that will benefit the community.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
I will vote no because I feel we should move forward. Let's see what are the offers, what is the community asking for, how are we negotiating, just moving forward. And if we can obviously disapprove if we don't like the new project, but I'll vote no for this for now.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavaro.
I'm going to vote aye, but I just want to add a little extra context here, which is, I remember this development when I was on the council. It was like hours upon hours upon hours in this council chambers and caucus talking through this. The community was, if my recollection is correct, and folks can correct me, initially just wanted to didn't even want it developed, wanted to be part of, it was supposed to be part of Berry Lane Park, and it was privately owned, but the community was pushing for it to be just a community center, Berry Lane Park, part of the whole open space around that. Ultimately, it got proposed, and I can't even recall exactly what the benefits were. It was the 17 stories, I guess, and the community center and all that. But there was a lot of community engagement and a lot of community battles and lawsuits, I recall now. And so when I saw June Jones come to the mic, it all kind of came back to me in that sense. But and so I'm definitely voting aye to withdraw. And I think this is, I appreciate that you had a community meeting, but clearly something didn't click because the Morris Canal folks, June Jones is a fixture and a legend in that neighborhood and community. And I think folks need to kind of be aware of that and be able to connect with that and be able to relate to that and moving this forward along with the council people who represent those neighborhoods. So I vote aye to withdraw.
Council President Ridley.
So I have a question, like withdrawing this and not moving forward with opening the study leaves the current plan the way it is with the 17 stories and everything else, right? Now, whose responsibility is that to find somebody to build that? That would go back to that property owner, as all the other developers have been coming through that property owner?
Correct. It would be totally up to the property owner.
Okay, so we're depending on him to be able to find someone to develop this land. I'm going to vote no. I think that we need to have some more community discussion. I think that opening that plan up allows for that. One of the main points, as I was here on the council back in 2021 when we were discussing this, one of the main points was the height. People didn't want the rec center at that time. They felt like it was just going to be a blank box. We didn't have a plan, and knowing how the city was going to handle the rec center, those were all the different arguments for not moving forward with this project. And even at these community meetings that have been having recently, the height is still an issue. So I get the pushback of it, but if we're saying that we want to figure out where the middle ground is or how to revamp this project so it is something that the community wants, then I think that we have to open up the plan and do those and have those conversations, not with the developer, but with the community and with community meetings. So that's why I'm going to vote no, because I think it is time for us to sit down and really decide what it is we want to see here.
Okay. Motion to withdraw item 10.41, City Resolution 26-281 from the agenda is approved 6-3 with council members Little, Singh, and Council President Ridley voting no. All right. Again, to the balance of our resolutions, items 10.34 through 10.43, with the exception of 10.41 and 42, which have been withdrawn. Councilperson Brooks.
Before I vote, I just want to acknowledge the outpouring from the community or certain members of the community for both Acting Director Pete Vincent and Coach Best. And I want to be transparent about my decision. I did meet with Coach Best and had a great conversation with him. I also met with Acting Director Vincent and had a great conversation with him. Subsequent to my conversation with both of them, Coach Best was offered the position, the director position, which she accepted, and I wish him well. I'm going to say something potentially shocking. I didn't vote for James Solomon in November, but we did partner in December, and I view him as a partner. I think there's a lot of, there was a thorough process. It was a thoughtful process, and that process yielded Acting Director Vincent. I do want to highlight that Hudson County is offering 3 free summer camps in Lincoln Park this summer, and I challenge Jersey City's rec department to do the same thing for our kids south of Municipal. At least 1 free summer camp south of Municipal. On 10.34, I vote aye. On 10.35, more cowbell is always good.
Agreed.
I vote aye on all of the remaining resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question.
Just want to reiterate, I agreed because as a drummer, you'll always need more cowbell. With that being said, Councilperson Zupa.
I was gonna ask my colleague who he voted for in November, but then he made me laugh with the cowbell. I want to acknowledge our clerk. Speaking of directors, Sean Gallagher, this is Municipal Clerks Week. So thank you, Sean, for all you do to,
Thank you.
Sean.
Thank you.
Sean.
So well deserved.
Take a bow, Sean.
and as to everyone who's up for a director position, including our new BA. I want to thank them for taking the time to speak with me and for their commitment to changing the culture here in our city, which means promoting people on their merit, meaningful investigations into alleged misconduct, and removing politics from the workplace here through our city positions. So thank you for all for that. And generally, and of course, this came up more specifically to the Recreation Department position. But what's before us is an appointment from the mayor. And the two considerations I have is the person qualified, which not only is Mr. Vincent is, but also all the directors, and was there a fair process, which I'm satisfied there was. So before I vote, I also want to thank former Director Keith Donath for his service, and Peter as your service for acting BA. You had a tough position coming in from the prior administration. This council does things a little bit differently than the prior council under the prior mayor. So thank you for your service in that position. And I wish the new directors and our new BA great success. I look forward to working with you. I vote aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Thank you, Sean, for being our dutiful clerk. And I guess we're voting on you as part of Resolution 26-276 for waiving employees domiciled outside of the city of Jersey City. Bayonne resident Sean Gallagher certainly deserves such a waiver for his dedication to our city. Congratulations to the appointed directors. Made time with me to speak and share their vision for the different roles that they're stepping into. And on the rec director role, I got to meet with P. Vincent, heard and saw a very clear and detailed plan for the vision of the recreation department. And obviously tonight we heard from community who came out in support of him and with a lot of trust. And to just echo the transparency of my colleague, Councilman Brooks, I also talked with Tommy Best, given the circumstances of this recreation director consideration. And I really appreciate his reaching out and sharing his thoughts with me about the role as well. Just today, I walked through the hiring process in the mayor's office with the deputy mayor. And that was really helpful in seeing just step by step what the considerations were in making the decision to appoint P. Vincent. And I also got to discuss with the mayor some of the kind of goals that we have in Ward D and some of the priorities, and making sure that under a P. Vincent Rec Department that we would be able to meet certain commitments and share them as priorities, including having Phase 2 of Leonard Gordon Park committed to, and the gazebo beyond Phase 2 also be committed to, understanding that these are going to be lengthy processes and require a good deal of money to improve, but they're really important for our community, in addition to Cole Street, which has been condemned for what looks like failed developers in the past, but that is still under study. And then finally, having 28 Patterson, which was promised as the kind of rec center for Ward D, for the Heights, be actually prioritized, whether it's entirely a rec center or community space that includes some recreation. I really appreciate that the mayor's administration would share these priorities and that P. Vincent would be able to work together in carrying them out. So with that, I vote aye on all these resolutions here, and I just want to be transparent always in my votes, especially around items where we have a lot of different voices coming from a lot of different parts of the community to raise their opinions. So I vote aye.
Thank you. Councilperson Little.
I want to thank all the appointees for making time to meet with me. I think we had really productive meetings and I'm excited to work with you. I do acknowledge I had some questions for Acting Director Vincent at Caucus that I think he was possibly not able to fully answer at caucus because it was a topic outside the purview of city parks and rec. And, you know, I left the meeting without my questions being fully answered, but I'm happy to report that yesterday the mayor spoke with Mr. Vincent, and also Mr. Vincent made time to have a 30-minute meeting with me at 9 o'clock at night. And I'm happy to report that my concerns have been addressed. And you know, I think this is an appointment that I can support. I also want to recognize the service that Mr. Best has provided to this city. And, you know, I wish him immense success in his new position, which will also be reporting directly to Deputy Mayor Bryant, same as the Recreation Director will be. And, you know, I do want to also acknowledge my colleague, Councilman Gilmore's point about recognizing in general the lack of diversity in directors in Jersey City. I believe with nominating Acting Director Ivory Green, I believe that will be, I believe she will be I believe she will be the only Black director in Jersey City, and I think that's a problem. I think that's not enough. So I do want to acknowledge that concern and say that that concern is very valid, and that I expect the administration to take this into consideration when future director positions open up.
And your vote?
Sorry?
Your vote?
Oh, aye for all.
Thank you. Councilperson Gilmore.
Yeah, first, before I cast my votes, I just want to thank all the directors who took the time to sit down, to meet with me and my team to articulate their vision for Jersey City. As it relates to 1036, the things that's problematic for me with this resolution in particular is that I agree with some of the people being able to live outside the jurisdiction of Jersey City, but I just think that all of our directors should reside within Jersey City. I don't like the thought of giving waivers to individuals who haven't already been working in a municipality and subsequently moved away, but they have sweat equity, if you will. So, I mean, I don't know, is Sean, I guess, I mean, I either have to vote yes or no. I can't say this person yes, this person no, because they're all grouped in together, correct?
That is correct. You can't itemize a resolution.
So in the future, I just hope the administration take that into consideration because it makes the council job, or at least mine, harder than it should be. I think all of these individuals should have come before the council individually. I mean, I get what you're trying to do. You're essentially trying to clean the books, but for me, I just don't feel comfortable with any of our directors. The waiver for them not being here, especially if they just started. So I'm going to vote no on that one. As it relates to recreation, as I told you guys, recreation is by far the most important department to me in this whole municipal government. But before I cast my vote, I just want to briefly explain my position on this nomination and the broader concerns many residents face across Jersey City and raised throughout this process. First, let me be crystal clear. This is not personal. I respect the mayor's authority to nominate any individual to serve in his administration. Furthermore, I respect anyone willing to step into public service working for the city of Jersey City. My vote today is rooted in principle and is my responsibility to represent the people of Jersey City, all of Jersey City. Over the past several weeks, this conversation has centered heavily around Tommy Best, and rightfully so. Tommy have spent decades investing in our community, mentoring young people, building relationships throughout the communities, and demonstrating a deep commitment to this city. The support he received from the community was genuine, organic, and rooted in trust. But this moment is bigger than any one person. Jersey City is the most diverse city in the country. Jersey City is the most diverse city in the country. Jersey City is the most diverse city in this country. It is incumbent upon all of us that that diversity be reflected, be it religion, race, socioeconomical status, old residents, new residents. We have to have representation of everybody. I cannot overemphasize that. The easiest thing for me to do tonight is just vote yes on Pete Vincent. My son plays on his team. John came up here and said about how Pete always play people up. My son plays up. My son is on a scholarship at that program. But my choice have to be rooted in principle. It has to be rooted in principle. I can't preach one thing and then my votes not be indicative of what I preach, right? So for me, my vote is about equity. It's about diversity. It's about inclusion. In fact, last year I sat in that seat, nominated Tommy Best to be rector for 3 reasons. One, there was no male African-American representation in the in Jersey City and Department leadership. That fact still holds to be true. 2, we felt like he had the necessary credentials and we felt it was important to raise people from within. All of those facts to this day still holds to be true. So for me, Tommy Best didn't do anything to lose my vote, right? So I just have to be consistent on what I practice, what I preach, and this is no knock to Pete, right? This is not me saying that he's not qualified, but for me, the question is bigger than who's qualified. In fact, several people who came to that podium today is qualified to be the director of recreation. Definitively, I know that. I'm tasked with choosing who do I think is the best person. Those are 2 drastically different things. In fact, I'm qualified to be the director in recreation. But the fact is, I feel like Tommy Best is the best person to represent recreation. So I'm going to vote no on 1039 and no on 36, and I'll vote aye on the rest.
Councilperson Singh.
Sean, I've never worked with any clerk before you, so for me, you are the best. I want to say thank you to the new administration for doing what most of us always wanted. For example, all the directors are here because of their work, their experience, not I recommended them or someone from past or new administration or council recommended them. So I'm very happy that you are running a fair process. And that's what we expected from you guys. So thank you for going through the work, hours of work you guys are putting just to have a fair process. I'm very excited for all of you. I am happy that Ms. Green, she's a breath of fresh air, so approachable, ready to do the work, already on top of everything. I'm really excited for you. DPW director, I want to say that you have handled bigger city than us and you are bringing great experience. We are really looking forward and quite positive about you joining in DPW. I want to say about Mr. Vincent. And before I go to Mr. Vincent, I want to say, Ms. Choi, welcome. Very excited. I am all about AI, so that's going to be my focus. But you do what you have done in the past. Again, you are coming with a lot of experience, so thank you so much. I want to say about Mr. Vincent, the vision he has for recreation, as Ms. Hoffman, Rochelle Hoffman said, whoever is getting this position should be based on what can they do for our youth. Especially youth has so much potential. Jersey City has so many young kids. They are looking for direction. The experience you bring, we can only look for positive outlook. And especially these young kids, they were sharing the experience working with you. You are born and raised in Jersey City. You are a father. I know personally a couple of people. I just asked randomly. They said, they feel so comfortable with you. And also you have served and worked with diverse community. And I really appreciate that. Of course, I hope one day Indian director will be getting there for sure. But then I'm excited that we have Mr. Best in the team. We have you in the team, and my friend Keith Donathan has been doing great work. Neighborhood associations really love him, the work commitment. I think I can really say proudly that Recreation has the best team now. And we can't wait to see all the fun and excitement with working with youth. Congratulations to all of you. And my vote is yes, yes, yes. Yes, all four.
Okay. Councilperson Griffin.
I just want to speak briefly on 1036 because actually one of my aides is on that list. And I want to be clear, he put sweat equity into this city and was priced out and had to move out with family. Now, he is looking to come back, but I just wanted to put that out there that, it's getting expensive out here and we have a job to do. Where else are we? 1039. I do share the sentiments that Councilman Gilmore shares. And again, nothing against Mr. Vincent. We spoke. I think he's a great guy. But Coach Best, I witnessed him build his resume. I watched those championships. I watched a level of a level of pride built into a community, and those young girls he coached in the school that he was at. And my most of my family on my mother's side are Lincoln Lions, and the pride that I saw in them and what he and what he means to the community, not just the Lincoln community, but the Jersey City community. Kids wanted to go to Lincoln just to play with for Coach Best. And it's more than just basketball. Coach Best would reach out to Jersey City Anti-Violence to work with them, to talk to parents who lost children due to gun violence. He is a legend in our community. So on that, my vote will be no, but yes on everything else. And congratulations to everyone.
So you're voting no on 1039 and aye on all the rest, correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Councilperson Navarro.
So I want to begin by just saying a few words about all the four appointees and about the broader expectations I hope all four directors will carry into their work. I have met with each of the four candidates. I've asked them questions privately and on the public record at caucus yesterday. I believe each of them is qualified, and I'll be voting yes on all four. Thank you. I want to be clear, though, about how I approach these votes. I've generally believed that a mayor should be able to assemble the team he needs to govern. When the candidates are qualified and there's no disqualifying ethical or other concern, I will vote yes, not as a favor to the administration, but because the executive branch must be able to function. I've not always voted yes, but that's what I'm doing tonight. Yes vote for me, however, is not a blank check. It is the beginning of a working relationship. And tonight I want to put a few markers down for them, for the appointees, for this body, and for the residents we serve. And on Monday at the caucus, I asked each of the candidates 2 questions. I don't think I got it to Mr. Vincent because the questioning went on so long. But the first was about Old Jersey City and New Jersey City. I've lived in this city for 48 years. I've watched it changed, sometimes in ways that have lifted people up, and sometimes in ways that have pushed longtime residents to the margins. The expectations of longtime residents and newer residents are not always the same. The values are not always the same. And as our city continues to grow and change, our directors will be the ones who decide every single day whose voices count when the calls come in, whose neighborhoods get the attention, and whose expectations get met. I asked each of these candidates how they would balance those different worlds, and I will not pretend that I got the perfect answer from anyone. But I will be watching each of you, not for what you said yesterday, Monday, but for how you will actually run your department in the months and years ahead. The second question was about disagreement. I asked each candidate if your professional judgment or feedback from the community points you in a different direction than the administration's policy preference. How do you reconcile that? A director works for the mayor, but a department director serves the public. Those 2 things are not the same, and I will be watching to see whether each of these directors knows the difference. The answer I'm hoping for is not a promise to fight with the mayor. That is not your job, but a posture, a center of gravity that includes the people of this city, not just the corner office on the 2nd floor of 280 Grove Street. Now, I just want to say a word about each of the appointees. To Ruby Choi, our incoming business administrator, you come to this role as an expert in metrics and accountability, with a track record of helping reform a large and entrenched institution such as the NYPD. That experience is part of why you were brought here, and I welcome it. The city is facing a roughly $250 million budget deficit, ongoing concerns about retroactive contracts, and serious questions about fiscal discipline that I've raised tonight and that the public will continue to press. I'm hoping for transparency, expecting contracts will come to this council in time to be reviewed. And I will hope you will establish measurable outcomes for every department in the city so that residents in this council can hold city government accountable for results, not just promises. As you do that work, I ask you to bring change while respecting the culture, the employees, and the longtime residents who built this city. Welcome to your job. To Linda Ivory Green, our incoming Director of Health and Human Services, you have shared with me your ambitious vision for this department, consolidating 10 units into 4, establishing a new Office of Social Services with patient navigators and case management, and pursuing national accreditation. This is the kind of structural thinking this department needs, and I will be watching to see it executed. With 30 years of service in this department, you know as well as anyone, I expect Health and Human Services under your leadership to be leaders in addressing access, equity, and outcomes across all 6 wards. To Mr. Levy, James Levy, our incoming Director of Public Works, you have told me your approach to bridging the gap between this department and the residents it serves is simple: produce results. As we said during the election, to get shit done. That was our mantra in the campaign, and it is the right one for the department you are taking over. More constituent calls come into my office about your department and the work you do than almost any other. Paving, potholes, sanitation, tree maintenance, snow removal. The residents that I represent expect responsiveness, and they expect equity of services all across all wards, not just the wards that are loudest or best connected. Let's get shit done. Welcome to Jersey City. Now, before I turn to Mr. Vincent, I want to acknowledge the conversation that has been here in this chamber. There are residents across the city, including members of the NAACP, the councilmen, and many members of the Black community who have raised concerns about diversity in our director ranks and about homegrown leadership in a department that touches Black families and Black youth every single day. Those concerns are legitimate. They predate this appointment, and they will not disappear after tonight's vote, and they should not. But I do want to recognize Mr. Tommy Best, a deeply qualified, longtime servant of this city, and someone I am proud to call a friend. The work Mr. Best has done in this city for over 2 decades speaks for itself. I'm glad the administration has brought him into a senior role within this department. It's long overdue, and I'll be watching to make sure he is fully empowered to do his work. And now to Mr. Vincent, Pete Vincent, our incoming Director of Recreation and Youth Development and Parks. The road to your appointment has not been a quiet one. 6 years ago, I sat on the city council and watched a reorganization of the Recreation Department that required long tenured employees to reapply for their own jobs. I voted no. I wrote to the State Civil Service Commission. I sponsored legislation to repeal that reorganization, and I lost that vote. What I said then, I will say again tonight. Those employees deserve better than what they got, and the children and families of Jersey City deserve better than what came after that. So you are stepping into a department that has not served its employees great, its children or its families the way it really should. And let me say what I think needs to be said. This department deserves reform, accountability, and strong empathetic leadership. The residents of the city deserve better than what has historically been delivered. And I'm confident you are willing to be the director who does that work, and I will hold you accountable to that standard. And welcome, Mr. Vincent. Thank you. With that, I vote aye on all the appointees and aye on all the resolutions.
You, Council President Ridley.
Okay, on 1037, our BA had great conversations. This is a big role to fill, and we are putting our confidence in you that no, you won't know everything on day one, but you are willing to learn and that you will serve us well here in Jersey City. 1038. Director Green, we know that you have been with the city for quite some time because you started when you were 2. So 30 years, you know, you're still very young. And we appreciate all that you've done here. We look forward to seeing what you're going to do in Health and Human Services and some of the ideas that we've already discussed. I look forward to you implementing. 1039, Peter Vincent. We know it's been a lot of conversation and a lot of back and forth, but I think that everybody has pretty much said that your resume speaks for itself. They believe in your ability. We will be watching to see what you do with recreation. You presented some wonderful ideas, and I'm looking forward to seeing you implement those things as well. DPW, it is not an easy department. And what I can say, Mr. Levy, is that when I spoke with you, I truly enjoyed our conversation. But what I thought was more important, like I said, DPW isn't an easy department. Our DPW workers are tough. They don't just accept anybody. And more than one DPW employee has reached out and said, we like this guy. And that's very important. So I'm happy to see that the synergy is starting there in that department. And I'm looking forward to see some of those changes. And not on this agenda, Mr. Tommy Best, I would like to publicly send him a congratulations in his new role. I know that he is going to do great things there. And we are looking forward to seeing what he is going to do in this new director role. So Director Best, if you're watching, congratulations, and I vote aye on all.
Council President, can I make one sentence, if I may? Because I failed to acknowledge it. I just want to acknowledge that we've appointed the first Asian American to business administrator. If I don't say it for my Asian sister, who will? So, congratulations.
All right, if I can just recap the vote. Items 10.34 through 10.35 were approved unanimously 9-0. Item 10.36 is approved 8-1 with Councilperson Gilmore voting no. Items 10.37 through 10.38 are approved unanimously 9-0. Item 10.39 is approved 6-2
Barbara Wardell.
with council members Gilmore and Griffin voting no. And items 10.40 and 43 are approved unanimously 9-0. Before I ask for a motion to adjourn, I just want to,
Sorry, wouldn't it be 7-2 for Pete Vincent? You said 6-2.
I did say 6-2. You're correct. Thank you for
All right,
that,
thank
Kev.
you.
It's 7-2. Sorry.
Councilwoman, pay attention.
Mr. Vincent, I didn't want to gyp you from a vote. I apologize for that. With that being said, before I ask for a motion to adjourn, I just want to put it on the record. I know I was one of the individuals that was mentioned on the whole waiver resolution about my residency. So I just wanted to say this. I spent my first 26 years of my life in Jersey City. I was born in Margaret Hague. I checked the boxes of a true Jersey City resident, and I gave more than half of my life to this city, working on my 33rd year. So I just wanted to put it out there. I know I live in Bayonne, and you can quote me, you can look at other previous minutes of council meetings. As far as I'm concerned, that's Jersey City South. I've been a Hudson County boy my entire life.
Ocean.
See, now they want to rush me. Anyway,
The vote's already done, Sean. The vote's done.
9:48 PM. Motion was made by Councilperson Griffin.
Second.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Little on the motion to adjourn at 9:48 PM. All council members present by acclamation, please say aye. Aye. We are out of here at 9:48 PM. Thank you so much. Everyone present and everyone watching at home. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. Have a great rest of the night. Stay safe.
Vote on your way.
Oh, Lord. I see you, Mike. I see you, Mike.